It's time to Kincade and Salciunas is on the air. Broadcasting live on the Fanatic app and YouTube channel. Here are your hosts, John Kincade and Andrew Salciunas. 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Yeah, now's the time where we start looking around and go, what the hell do we talk about? Not in a bad way. Not the, oh my God, there's nothing going on. It's July in sports talk radio. There's nothing to talk about. John Kincade, we have so much to talk about. I don't really know where to begin.
I think it's such a good problem to have. I mean, it is a great, you know what's a great problem to have is when it's the fallacy of sports talk radio.
Yes.
Is that people will tell you all the time. I had somebody do it yesterday to me at one of the spots I was out running around yesterday, saying to me, it's amazing. What are you guys going to do because everything's good?
I love it.
And I said, it's great when everything's good. And he goes, you guys have been having a really good time, but that's not sports talk radio in Philly. And I'm like, nah, it sort of is. It's a lot more fun when it's good. It's a lot more fun broadcasting from a parade.
It's one of the biggest lies. I'm glad that you started with that, the fallacy. One of the biggest lies that a lot of people say, and I think some of it's just like, I'm going to say this because it's going to make me feel better, is that you guys thrive on the negativity and you guys want the teams to lose. First off, incorrect, because I am a Philadelphia sports fan, as are you.
Correct.
Second of all, sure, the data's there. A Monday after an Eagles loss, there's usually more people listening than after an Eagles win. But you know what happens Tuesday?
The
and
drag
what
off happens
Wednesday?
Or
people are tired of it.
Or I can tell you right now, a 5-12 season is not as good for our business as a 12-5 season.
Yeah, by the way, we're still talking LeBron James today because he signed here.
Correct.
You know what we wouldn't be talking about today if LeBron
Sixers.
James signed somewhere else?
No Sixers.
No. It would be like, all right, we didn't get LeBron. That was the reaction day, and now here we are talking about the Phillies instead of anybody else.
There's so much to be excited about. I'm really enjoying it because everywhere I go, Walmart in Exton yesterday, White Dog Cafe in Exton. Everybody's talking LeBron.
Yeah.
Everybody,
it's the biggest story in the world.
Everybody is talking LeBron. It is the whole city is engaged. The Wawa in Malvern, the boys are all excited about it. The Wawa in Malvern,
of course,
they're ready to go. It's LeBron. It's the joy that this has brought to this city is a beautiful thing.
Yep.
It's just awesome.
So today,
it's awesome.
We're going to try to figure out how we balance it all. All right? And so
when you mean balance, what do you mean?
Well, balance means multiple things. Balance means not just us. I'm not talking about, hey, how should we handle the show over the next 4 days? Right?
Yeah, you only got 4 days.
That's not what we're trying to get to the bottom of.
Connor is, but he's given up, I think.
We want to try to find out from everybody that is a part of the show, that includes our listeners, how you will balance Eagles, Sixers, how Flyers get mentioned too, because the Flyers made it to the playoffs last year. But how are you going to balance like the fall and winter? And balance means time. Balance means attention span, which we all don't have much of that anymore. Balance means money. Like, hey, are you buying this team's gear? Are you buying tickets to see this game? Sixers tickets are going to be more expensive this year. They will be.
They're
How are you going to
ridiculous
balance
already.
travel? We know that people like to go on road trips, Philly sports trips. I'll be going down to Baltimore this weekend to watch the Phillies take on the Orioles with Philly sports trips. People like to travel to see the Eagles play, travel to see the Sixers play, travel to see the Flyers play. How about parties at your house? Everybody has the game day party. Well, not everybody, but a lot of people have game day parties for the Eagles. Are you going to start having opening night parties for the Sixers? Like, why wouldn't you? It's such a big deal that this team is going to be really, really good already without LeBron James, and now LeBron James is a part of it.
Like, do you not think, like our friends, and we'll use Philly Sports Trips for it because they do such a great job.
Yes, they do.
And I loved so many times that we got to experience that as a group. Do you not think their Sixers business is going to explode?
Oh, they absolutely will.
Especially locally. I heard Mark's talking about it, Middays with Mark's yesterday. Traveling to local road games is going to become a bigger thing.
Washington.
Brooklyn's the target. That's the easiest target because I think Washington's going to be an intriguing team.
Intriguing.
They're going to sell more tickets.
Sure.
So, but Brooklyn's a really intriguing road ticket because you can get them.
Yeah.
Give me the Garden. Take it over.
Well, you're not.
Fire back.
You could try.
The only thing is, though, is that
try.
if you look at tickets, so yesterday Dork Boy was looking, and tickets at the Garden are absurd, though, with them coming off a championship.
Yeah, they just won a championship.
But, I mean, you've got opportunities there. But let's say you wanted to go to Charlotte. Let's say you wanted to go to Charlotte for, quick little jaunt. You get tickets in Charlotte for
Boston,
nothing.
that's a weekend drive.
Well, Boston, a little harder with the tickets, but it's there again.
But, like,
and you guys want to come visit me in Atlanta?
Sure.
I promise you there'll be places to go.
There will be tickets.
And we can get you a studio. now they do pretty good with the tickets, actually. On the, but still, there's tickets to be had. Plus, we can get you a studio.
That's good to know.
So
we got to tell Scott that. So how are you going to balance? If you want to focus specifically Eagles, Sixers, go for it, because with all due respect to the Flyers right now, the talk of the town is the Sixers because they got freaking LeBron James.
That is correct.
So how are you going to balance them? And balance is really attention, right? Let's think about this. This is an Eagles town. We know it. All right?
is.
It's a sports town, but it's an Eagles town. We could talk about the Eagles on April 7th, and there will be reaction because the Eagles are the biggest team in town. But LeBron James is bigger than the Eagles. All right, so I'm just going to say something. Might be a little controversial. LeBron James, his presence is bigger than the Philadelphia Eagles. It's just the way that it is. It's the way that sports operates. It's the way that he's become a certain person on a pedestal, man. It's LeBron James. I mean, it's not going to just be Monday morning after an Eagles game. It's going to be Eagles Day, right? But if the Sixers have a big Monday night win against the Lakers, LeBron's old team, do you think Tuesday morning is just going to be carryover from the Eagles game Sunday? Absolutely not.
No,
it's going to be, did you see what LeBron did last night?
They're going to push their way. The Sixers are going to push their way into the conversation. And that's a beautiful thing.
It's fantastic.
I mean, it's a beautiful thing because the more people have to talk about, more importantly, the more we have to be happy about. The more there have been a lot of look, I've been home for a lot of them. There have been a lot of crappy winners.
Oh yeah. This helps.
This is going to be what's the Dragon show?
Game of Thrones.
Dragon show. Was it Winter is Coming?
Yes.
I think the big fall is coming.
Oh wait, damn it.
What, did you forget something?
Somebody asked me would I take a worse winter for LeBron James than last year, and I said yes.
Yeah, dude.
Weeks ago.
I'd live in Alaska for LeBron James.
Ago. Yeah, damn it.
Did you really?
I don't regret it.
Can I tell you both to shut? Well, no, you know what? You guys are going to deal with it. I'm not.
Yeah, no, you'll be in Atlanta.
I'll be
Damn it.
playing golf.
I just thought about this. I think I said something to the extent of I'd take like 5 blizzards in a row if it means LeBron James.
Okay, so that's
going to
be that's what you're going to get. Probably because you asked for it.
Yeah, I put that out.
And that's as Cecily.
Sorry, guys.
That's as Cecily Tynan, retires.
Yeah,
you've gone and done it.
Yeah, sorry guys.
You guys have gone and done it.
That's my fault. I wished for a worse winner to get LeBron James.
I can't believe you.
Totally worth it.
You guys are incredible. So anybody blame Connor and Andrew?
Yeah.
Did you do this while I was gone?
Yeah.
You said something stupid like that when I was gone?
Yeah, that's why we need the balance of powers of John Kincade.
I'm not shocked. Yes, what's going to happen?
My bad, guys.
What's going to happen on Question Mark and Salciunas? We're going to find out.
That's on me, guys.
There you go.
Speaking of balance,
yes.
we also still have to talk about the Phillies. The Phillies are
imbalanced.
in the conversation.
They're imbalanced.
They lost again last night, this time to the Miami Marlins in just such a wild way. Duran, of all people, with a 2-run lead, goes into the bottom of the 9th inning and allows 3 earned runs. Marlins win the game in the bottom of the 9th inning,
horrible.
8-7. There's something in the swimmers of the Conine family, man. There's something down below. Jeff Conine, he killed the Phillies during his major league career.
He did.
And then Griffin Conine last night wins it for the Marlins. He goes 2 for 5. It's a home run, drives in 2 runs, including the game winner. So the Phillies lose again. Since the All-Star break, they've dropped their first 3 series, and they lose game 1 of their series against Miami last night. Zach Wheeler did not look good. The velocity was in the low 90s, which is alarming. He talked about after the game, apparently he had nausea the night before, and maybe that played a factor. Who knows? That's going to be
I had nausea watching him last night, so that's it must have been something you can catch through the television.
That'll be a storyline that you wait till next outing. All right?
You got to see. I'm never gonna doubt that he can shrug something off.
Yeah, in 5 days he might throw 98 again. You're like, all right, whew. Or he throws 93 again, you're saying, the starting pitching is the only thing that you kind of feel confident with right now. And if you lose Zach Wheeler, that would be a problem. So the Phillies lose again yesterday, and the All-Star break is fast approaching. Excuse me, the trade deadline is fast approaching. August 3rd is the trade deadline. And the Phillies, ever since Bryce Harper did the the podcast with Mookie Betts, you were out. He did the public plea.
I got to hear it.
I want this and I want that, and I'm glad that he said it because he was not wrong for the things that he was saying.
Really?
But the problem is you gotta put your money where your mouth is. And since he said those comments, the Phillies have just been losing. And if I'm Dave Dombrowski, I mean, I know what Dave Dombrowski's thinking, but if you're the Phillies front office, you have to start thinking about just how aggressive you're going to be because you blinked and they're just 7 games over 500.
Does Bryce have I'm wondering if Bryce has a mirror because he's he's asking all these things to be done
yesterday.
Because that's really great. He's also having bottom 3 and bottom 4 seasons in all the major categories for the most part, and he's not delivering what they need him to deliver. And if I hear one more thing about it, I can't believe am I seriously going to hear about that they're talking about the home run derby? Don Mattingly, not good. The home run derby may be what was affecting this problem in the offseason because Schwarber seems to have gone pretty much extinct since that he's blaming the home run derby.
Oh, I didn't know somebody said
Harper.
that.
Oh, Harper and Schwarber. Yeah. The home run derby may have affected things. This team, the valley of excuses that they like to use.
Harper was in it for one round.
I'm like, seriously. And Harper Harper didn't do crap.
Yeah,
stop with
what are we talking about, Don?
Stop with the excuses.
Boy, man.
By the way, no.
You breaking it off? Now that you're leaving,
in fact,
you don't want to do a long-distance relationship?
No, I refuse to do long distance. It's done.
Wow.
It's done.
I tried telling you.
I refuse to do long distance, but I didn't realize what a D Harper was to Rob Thompson.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
And I was proud of you.
Thank you.
Because somebody sent me a clip, and I'm going through all things. Somebody sent me a clip of you criticizing Bryce Harper about it.
Yeah. No, it was wrong.
What a D he was. So Bryce Harper, like, all of a sudden is like that Rob Thompson wasn't good enough as a manager because he led them to the World Series and then the NLCS. What a jerk.
Yeah. And when he said those comments, he turned the pressure up because he didn't realize he turned the pressure up because now you're telling me you were a manager away and you got Donnie. You got everybody's favorite player, Donnie Baseball, and now you're losing a lot of baseball games.
Jerk.
You turned the pressure up, man.
To make those comments.
I didn't like him.
What a flat-out jerk to do that to Rob Thompson.
I didn't like him. That's why I called him out.
And I mean, I can't believe.
Glad I made you proud,
Are you seeing though? Are you seeing? Is he showing his ass enough to you? Do you know you're sort of seeing who he is?
No, I haven't looked at his ass recently.
No, but are you seeing who he is? You got to see who he is. He's showing you who he is.
All right, I have a question that I'm really excited to hear people's answers on.
Can't wait.
And this is one of these like let me explain it here because I already know. I imagine if I read a comment on one of the tweets that have been put out there, it's going to be, what do you mean by this?
Okay.
So the trade deadline's right around the corner.
It is.
And I'm curious because we've all had an opinion on what they should do, right? Reliever, right-handed bat, starting pitcher, go big, marginal move, whatever. We've all had an opinion. Are we basing that opinion on 2026? Or are we basing that opinion on the fact that they have been close the last 4 years? Because I do think that is a major thing that you have to decide between.
Okay, flesh this out a little bit more for me so I know exactly where you stand because I have a feeling people could misinterpret this because I'm hearing it and I'm...
Last week, when you were out, I had a moment on the air where I kind of just freaked out that if the Phillies don't win a World Series with this core, I will not look at this era like fondly. I'll have the memories of the World Series run. Like that was a fun run, but ultimately I will sit back and say that era was a failure. You got to the World Series one time. You got to an NLCS twice, but you should not have lost the second one. Like, you should not have lost the second one.
The Arizona
there was no
one,
reason.
unacceptable.
You should have won in 5. You lost in 7.
So you're using the word
failure.
This era failure.
Failure, yeah, because it's about championships. When you have this kind of roster, when you have that kind of money allocated, when you have every single year. You look at the on paper, you go, oh, this is one of the top teams in baseball. And I had a moment, I was saying it to Connor, like, I don't know why, but every once in a while, I see it on Christy's phone. There's a video of her and Coop dancing to Dancing on My Own. And this is from years ago. And it makes me angry that they didn't win. Like, that video should be something I can watch and be happy about and not be angry about. But I'm angry about it because this team hasn't come through. And I keep on saying they have to finish the job that they didn't finish 4 years ago, the job that they didn't finish 3 years ago. Why should I do that when it comes to the trade deadline?
Is it loser energy? And I want to ask Connor this, because I think Connor is usually a great sort of harbinger or understander of loser energy. To say, I will not look at this era as an era of, you use the word
failure.
Failure.
Yes.
I am never using that word.
I think you should if they don't win a World Series.
I'm not saying failure.
Talk to me about why.
Because I've seen failure with the Phillies. I've seen eras of failure. I've seen terrible eras of failure with the Phillies. I just think failure is a bridge too far of a word.
Hey, you could fail with a 60 or you could fail with a 10% on a test. There are worse levels of failure for sure.
Well, to me, that's the key, is that I can't use failure for this era. I just can't, because when you get to a World Series, when you win a National League championship, when you get to a National League championship series, you didn't fail. You, I would say, an era of potential underachievement, not failure. I can't use failure. And believe me, I do wonder, and I'm pointing at myself, whether that is a loser energy attitude. Because
I do think you're a loser.
Because thank you very much. I appreciate you, bastard. I'm going to miss that. I'm really going to miss that. I do wonder if it's a loser energy.
I mean,
because I am somebody that is, but I am not. I'm never somebody though who is. I'm rare. Like even the Sixers this year, you guys will be dealing with, and I'll be checking in with you. Is the idea of, I don't look at the Sixers as championship or bust.
Oh, I
like
do.
Shaq does.
Oh, I do.
You do.
Yeah, well,
you do.
yeah.
Shaq does.
I mean, we had for 5 years
If
now.
the 76ers get to the NBA Finals and lose a hard-fought series in the NBA Finals, and it's a 6-game series, it's a great series, and they lose in the NBA Finals, I'm not going to go, damn, that was a failure of a season. That's a disappointing season.
No, but then you'll say, what do you do next year?
No, I
Whereas
will.
Think about it. 2022 was the year they weren't supposed to go to the World Series.
No, I got you.
Right?
I got you.
They weren't supposed to go to the World Series. They did, and now ever since then, the bar has been set at a certain point. And, John, I mean, you look at life like this sometimes. Like, if you have a bar, get to it. And if you don't get to that bar, then I don't know, I look at it like you failed. Like, if you didn't get to a certain status, especially with potential, right? The potential of this team has always been there, and they've come up small every single year. And that's why I'm wondering, going back to this trade conversation, am I basing my opinion on go all in? This is the last chance at it. Is it because of 2026? Or is it because of the failures, I'll say more so 23,
okay.
The failures of 23, 24, 25. Is that why I want them to go big at this trade deadline? Or is it because I believe this Phillies team can win? Because right now, they're not giving me reasons to believe that this team can win.
I'm going to tell you all that if you believe this Phillies team can win, you're a fool.
So then you're basing it off of the previous years.
No, I'm not saying to just what I'm saying to you is that you shouldn't go all in with this team. This team's not good. This is not a good baseball team. And I don't know how much grief I've taken this year on my timeline, but I can point to it. And I can see the people that have been telling me all year long, look at their record, look at their, and it's all played out exactly as I thought it would. This team is good enough to buy wins, which they do with their payroll, but they're not a good team. And Dave Dombrowski, they're honestly, I said, I want a perp walk of Dave Dombrowski.
Yeah, you want the shame from Game of Thrones.
Honestly, I want a perp walk for what he's done with the amount of money he's been given, the resources he's been given. I don't care about his Hall of Fame resume. What he did here was a pitiful job.
Yeah, remember when
pitiful.
He offended me? Maybe not people like Connor. He offended me with the Otto Kemp comments. Let's do the Otto Kemp check-in here. He's still batting .080 this season.
I mean, honestly, it's so annoying.
He's still 18 hits away from 20, and he's still 20 home runs away from 20.
Like
Connor.
what Dave Dombrowski has done to this franchise.
Oh, it's pitiful. He has had every opportunity.
It's criminal.
Every opportunity to win.
All the resources he's been given, all the things that, so to me, I do not want them to mortgage the future and give away everything to try to do something with this team because they stink. They have a loser's mentality. They have loser's body language. And I'm telling you, as much as he can put on every Fanatic thing he wants and pander to everybody he wants, he's got loser energy. Bryce Harper has loser energy. His thing with Rob Thompson last week, that's a loser energy. That is a look somewhere else, point somewhere else, instead of pointing to himself. The whole not elite crap when he's compared to Freddie Freeman. It's loser energy.
Well, he did set up himself for pressure because if he said it's good to have a guy that's played, that means you said that you're a manager away.
Exactly.
And the manager's here, and it's not been a good start post-All-Star break.
Hasn't been.
So when it comes to your opinion on the trade deadline, is it more so you look at this roster and you go, this is why they should add? Or is it more so, man, we've been so close, I need them to go after it? 610-632-0975. Also, the reason why we got into this balance discussion is today's the beginning of training camp for the Eagles. How are you going to balance everything? Specifically, think about October when the Sixers and Flyers will be getting started. The Eagles will be in the second quarter of the season, and we're hoping the Phillies will still be playing. There's a lot to come here in October and then November when it comes to the Philadelphia sports scene. How will you balance it? 610-632-0975. Coming up next, we'll check the Davis Honda text line. But also, what are we missing, John? Because there seems to be such a shock that LeBron picked Philadelphia. Not necessarily here, but everywhere else in the world. We'll tell you why next. It's Kincade Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now, a 97.5 LeBron Sports Update.
Durant blows his second save of the year. I'm Connor Thomas, and the Phillies dropped a tough one last night in Miami as Juwan Durant blew his second save of the season. The Phils were up 7-5 heading into the bottom of the ninth, and Juwan Durant allowed 3 runs to take the loss. Zach Wheeler had a bad night, too, allowing 5 earned over just 3 innings worth of work. Wheels talked after the game about the uncharacteristic day on the mound.
It's one of those games, one of those days. All this wasn't coming out like it wanted to. Body wasn't moving like they wanted it to. So, I was trying to get through it. Some games I can. Just today I couldn't.
Game 2 in Miami is tonight at 6:40 p.m. Aaron Nola takes on Sandy Alcantara in the pitching matchup. The trade deadline's on Monday. Phils clearly need some help. The Eagles report to training camp today. They'll have their first practice tomorrow. Believe it or not, we're 2 weekends away from their first preseason game. LeBron James still a Sixer, just in case you missed it. We'll keep you updated on any further roster moves as the team fills out the squad around the King. Word from Shams Charania yesterday. Sixers are expecting him to play a good amount of point guard this year. And we're still waiting on the Kentavious Caldwell-Pope contract information to be official after his buyout with Memphis. Amy Fadul will join us from the 8 o'clock hour to the end of the show. Tony Jones of The Athletic joins us at 9:05. This update is brought to you by Rosenbaum Injury Law. If you've been injured, don't settle for less because winning means everything. Call Rosenbaum & Associates today for a free consultation. I'm Connor Thomas for the home of the Sixers, Flyers, and Union. 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
Colin Cowherd. want to see their wonderful faces? Check out youtube.com/975 The Fanatic Philadelphia. More of Kincade and Salciunas coming your way now.
This hour of Kincade and Salciunas is presented by Bradford White Water Heaters. Bradford White, they're here for the pro.
All right, I got to ask, are we missing something? We'll get to the Davis on the text line here in a moment.
Sometimes we do.
How will you balance Eagles Sixers this season? Throw in Flyers as well. It's just right now Sixers top of mind. And are you basing your opinion on what you want the Phillies to do at the trade deadline based off of 2026 and the season that we've watched, or the last 4 years of postseason disappointment? 610-632-0975. I saw a tweet from Evan Sittery, who is a reporter for kind of all sports. The Sixers, according to Front Office Sports, this is through Evan Sittery, will have the maximum allotted 34 nationally televised games this season. So buckle up for a lot of 8 o'clock starts or maybe some matinee games, ABC, right? The Sunday 3 o'clock. I love the Sunday 3 o'clock tip-off.
Shaquille has told me yesterday you can expect a lot of their team to work Sixer game.
Yeah, and that's why
which is a great thing.
Adam Silver said 2 weeks ago, he wasn't wrong for saying it. He's like, I need LeBron to make a decision because I can't release the schedule until he makes his decision. You know the Sixers are playing Christmas Day now, right?
Oh, no, they're playing Christmas Day. Well, I would say
make plans.
I would say I would think LeBron might even get to be home. That would be my guess. Is that he might get to be home on Christmas Day.
Yeah.
Unless they want him in New York City.
That could be it too.
Because
also
the
be
Sixers,
home.
Which is home, right?
My guess would be is that the Sixers will either be in New York for ring night when the banner goes in New York to play the Knicks.
Could be.
Or Christmas Day in New York.
And you also know the opener, whether it's on the road or at home, it's going to be at 8 o'clock. Like the Sixers will be on national television a lot,
which is what everybody wants, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's what everybody wants. It's what you want to be relevant. You want to be that team. Because I hear Eagles fans complain about it, I don't like all these primetime games and everything. I'm like, I love when my team is relevant.
That's because they don't want to be hungover Monday morning.
Yeah,
That's
I got
all it is.
I'll take it when my team's relevant.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a beautiful thing.
That means they're winning. That means they're exciting and people want to watch them. Now, there's something that we must be missing. I know that we are in our bubble. That is the land of Philadelphia, the world of Philadelphia. It is the center of the world, especially the sporting universe.
Our man Anthony used to say the land, right?
The land.
Yeah, he used to love the land.
It was the land. All right, get it right. Show some respect. So LeBron James comes here, and we all, we were surprised.
Okay. No, everybody was surprised.
Everyone was surprised, but when we were leading up to the actual decision, nobody would have been surprised if he picked the Sixers because of a basketball standpoint, right? Like this team,
we talked about that incessantly
for weeks.
That they were the best basketball decision.
That period, right? Like if LeBron James was talking about winning a championship,
they were the best basketball decision. Period.
You want to talk about nightlife, you want to talk about family life, you want to talk about everything else that surrounds a mega superstar like LeBron James. Sure, maybe Philadelphia's not top of mind, but from the years of watching LeBron James play, he's always wanted to win championships. And to me, that was the number one thing. Is this guy going to try to make a basketball decision or a lifestyle decision? And so when he picked the Sixers, it was clearly a basketball decision. I love the city of Philadelphia. We're not L.A. We're not Miami when it comes to people that make billions of dollars, right? Like, we love it here, but a billionaire might like it a little bit more in L.A. or in Miami.
Or New York.
Or
when
New York.
It comes to where he wants to live.
So yesterday, Brian Windhorst on ESPN said something that I think he's speaking for a lot of people. If you listen to any of the reporters talking about LeBron's decision, they all say, I talked to one executive who was shocked. I talked to one coach who was shocked. I talked to one owner who was shocked. And I go, what are we surprised by? But this was Brian Windhorst yesterday on ESPN.
It truly is out of this world that LeBron James would join the Philadelphia 76ers. He would say, I don't care about money. I don't care about family. I'm not even sure how much the city of Philadelphia mattered that much because I think he's going to live a big chunk of the season in New York. This is a wild set of circumstances, and this is why, the league is trying to come to grapple with it. And I know what fans feel and that we are sort of a voice of those fans now saying, well, can they win? Yeah, of course course, look at this talent. Sure, they can win, but it's so outrageous. It's so, and I say this not being critical. It's a ridiculous situation. It's a historic one-off.
I don't understand the surprise. I don't understand the shock value. I don't understand the confusion by people all across basketball.
Did they not believe him? Did they not believe when that people talked about the fact that he wanted to still try to win a championship?
Yeah, I guess not.
Like, that's all I can figure, because if you tried to make the argument, and look, and I'm not the basketball guy that some of these people that are on TV talk about. I try to keep up on it. I try to be as educated as I can. But if you try to make the argument with me that the Sixers were not the best opportunity to win, for him to join a team and be in the best opportunity of the teams that were on the table, I don't think you can make the argument. You can't make the argument that Miami was better. Can't make the argument that Cleveland was better. Can't make the argument that Golden State was better. So if those were the three other top spots, and now we found out that LeBron and company, they reached out to the Knicks, and the Knicks said, no, thank you. No, thank you. We're not even interested in talking to you. That's a nice little motivation there. But so, I mean, I'm shocked by it all.
I'm shocked by the shock.
Yes, I'm shocked.
I think
did they
this
not
makes
listen
sense.
to him?
Like, if you look at the Sixers team, not only are we talking starting five, right? Like, because that's how the graphics work, right? Like, this is the starting five if LeBron James played with the Miami Heat. He's with Giannis, and he's with Bam, and then he's with two other players. This is the starting five. He's with Golden State. This is the starting five. He's with Cleveland.
How about the supporting?
Right.
How about the
supporting?
supporting
The Sixers have
group?
a better bench than those teams right now too, with Anthony Simons, and now because LeBron signs here, Dean Wade goes to the bench. He's a nice bench piece. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope probably was going to go wherever LeBron went. He comes to Philadelphia. This is the best bench of the teams that he could have picked between too. So that's why I don't understand. It's not just Windy. It's everybody in basketball that covers basketball, that talks basketball, that isn't from the Philadelphia area, except for Dave McMenamin, but he's from the area. He has family ties here. Everyone seems surprised that he picked here, and I don't know why.
I think it's because of the fact that they spent weeks telling us that he was not coming here. He was going somewhere else.
That could be it.
And I think that now it's well, we're going to tell you that this was a total shocker, and we're going to explain to you why it was a total shocker.
I mean, Dan Lebitard yesterday was talking about, like, an investigation should be launched. Something about with Topps cards. I didn't read too much into it. Something about he signed a deal with Topps, and, like, do you think LeBron James would have struggled finding an endorsement?
No, I don't think so.
Right? Like,
Dan Lebitard.
Like, we're talking about LeBron James. Do you think LeBron James is struggling with endorsements or advertisements? I don't think so. He could have signed with the Kings, and he would have done the #1 seafood restaurant. Is that a thing in Sacramento? He would have done the #1 something in Sacramento in every walk of life. He would have been fine. I don't understand this confusion as to why it's such a shock that LeBron came to Philadelphia.
I get it entirely. It's a perfect principle in life. We've all done it. It's the ugly guy with the hot girlfriend. People look at the Philadelphia 76ers as an ugly organization. And historically, you go way back, you're like, okay, well, there's history
right,
there.
if you go way back.
You look at Allen Iverson, you're like, that's a culture-changing figure. But you look at this era of Philadelphia, you have the process leading into the Joel Embiid era where the injuries have been such a huge part. They have many points, been the laughingstock of the league. You got a GM with the burners. We had a great voice memo listing all the stuff that they went through.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden LeBron picks Philadelphia. And we haven't seen, like, Jaylen Brown on the court, right? If Jaylen Brown had been with this team for, like, 2 years, and you saw these guys work together and they play at a championship caliber, I think people would have understood it more. But this team won 24 games 2 years ago, and now LeBron James is choosing to end his career with them. I can understand from the outside looking in, not realizing how much has changed here very quickly, that people are very confused why he would choose Philadelphia.
Yeah, I don't see it. I'm sorry. It's a great.
You're a Sixers fan.
You try laying it out.
But
I'm a basketball fan, man. Like, I love ball. Like, if he went to Golden State, I would have been disappointed that we didn't get him. But I would have, as a basketball fan, like, wow, that's going to be really fun watching LeBron and Steph play. But I also understand that this team is really good, and if he's trying to win a championship, why is that such a shock? He wouldn't win in Miami. Like, he's not going to win in Miami. LeBron's going to kick it to Giannis for 3. Like, that's not going to work. I don't understand the shock value. All right, what do we got on the Davis on a text line? You can feel the Davis difference. Check them out in Burlington. How are you going to balance your life this winter season between the Eagles, Sixers, and Flyers? And when it comes to the Phillies, are you basing your opinion on the trade deadline on what they've done this year or what they have not accomplished the last 4 years? What do we got?
All right, our first text that came in for the day says you won't have to worry about the Phillies, so balancing Philly sports won't be all that hard.
Phillies are going to be in the postseason.
Yeah, I still believe it. I still believe it.
I do. I don't believe the Pirates are going to beat them out. You can believe it if you wish. I'll check back in with you.
Look, if Zach Wheeler's arm falls off,
no, that's
then
different.
maybe.
Correct.
But
I mean, there could be some weird things that happen in regards to that. I do not believe that I'm not worried that over 162 they're going to lose to the Pirates.
I don't think so either.
Just not.
Paul Skeens can't pitch 5 days a week.
That team scores runs.
Yeah,
They do.
Phillies
They
scored
do.
runs yesterday. That wasn't their problem.
That's great.
It was everything else. All right, what else we got?
This texter checks in, says a similar thing. Any talk about the Phillies getting to the World Series, those folks must believe in unicorns. I'm done. I refuse to watch them for the remainder of the year. Disgraceful loss last night.
Yeah, and if the Phillies win 10 straight, you'll watch.
Correct.
Yeah,
and you know what they're going to do? They're going to go on a run, and they're going to beat a bunch of bad teams.
Yeah.
And they're going to go and they're going to beat bad teams, and then everyone's going to go, see, they're back.
By the way, what if
their record?
What if at the trade deadline, I'll just throw a name out there. They get totally let's just go all in. Let's get creative here. They get Ketel Marte, and they move pieces around, and maybe Trey Turner's finally out of shortstop or something. I don't know. Like, what if they do something where it's creative? Are you going to be like, I'm not going to watch that?
I got you.
I would watch it.
No, you're going to well, look.
Hell, I'm going to watch tonight.
Look, we're going
and cry,
to
but I'm going to watch.
We're going to watch. But see, now you talk about the shock. I'm shocked that people are like, I'm shocked that Trey Turner's this terrible. I'm like, where you been? Where have you freaking been? He's been awful for a long time. He's been bad.
The bat's been surprising. The fielding, no.
He has been a
the
butcher. He has been a butcher for a long time.
Yeah.
And people have been like, well, the advanced stats told me that he really wasn't. I'm like, you're an idiot. Like, he's been bad. And they're going to do, what do you get? Oh, he got 7 more years of it.
Yeah.
7.
Maybe he'll come back by the end.
7
by
more
the end of his contract.
No. Won't be happening.
How long's your deal in Atlanta?
Won't be happening, dude. Won't be happening. Thank you, though.
Coming up next, Ryan Windhorst was shocked. A lot of people around the league were shocked. But Shams reported yesterday what the deciding factors were. You will hear that coming up next. We'll continue to check the text line. We continue to celebrate the fact that LeBron James is a Sixer. But we're back to calling it 97.5 The Fanatic.
Hall of Talk. 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
All right, 6:47 here on Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic on this Tuesday morning. Big day today for the show. It is the final week of John Kincade, and we're going out. We're going out to dinner
Gonna have a good time tonight.
To celebrate? Question mark.
It's a celebration.
Yeah, it's
sure
me,
it is.
Connor, Austin, and Sean, and you're staying at your house. The four of us are going out.
You guys are going out to celebrate.
Yeah.
They're just going to call me and ask to pay the bill. Is that what it's going to be? We're going to have a good time tonight.
No, it's going to be awesome, man.
It's going to be a good time. Looking forward to that. It'll be fun.
And maybe the Phillies game will be on a TV.
It'll be all over the place.
And then,
It'll be all over.
I hope not. I'd like to keep my dinner down.
I know. I'll throw out my dinner.
That is the truth. Who's pitching tonight?
Oh, it's your
Aaron
boy.
Nola,
man.
Oh, jeez.
Are there meatballs on the menu?
I don't think.
But come on,
I'm not sure our boys at Fleming's are doing meatballs.
They have
but
meatballs?
I don't know. Fleming's may have a meatballs.
I bet you it'd be good. A steak meatball.
I bet be. I'm not doing steak with meatballs. That's just a bad combo. That does not sound. I'm surprised you haven't already been scanning the menu.
Slop me up, man.
I'm surprised you already aren't
scanning
scanning the menu as you usually do.
What do you think I'm doing as I scroll?
Oh, there it is.
I literally have the menu
there
in front of me, bro.
I'm telling you.
So before we get back to our text messages and we check the poll of the day brought to us by Dr. Avidan Appel and the team at Iron Mountain Men's Health. The polls have been strong all across Philadelphia recently, thanks to the news of LeBron James, Dr. Avidan, Lapel. How about that? All right.
You're doing too much.
I'll stop now. Wendy was surprised. Well, Shams yesterday was explaining on ESPN, the same network, why LeBron James picked Philadelphia and some of the deciding factors. And obviously you're going to hear about trying to win a championship. But when you're LeBron James, there's a lot more that comes into account with the decision that you're making. And so this was Shams Charania yesterday talking about why LeBron picked Philadelphia.
Money was of no consequence, no significance for LeBron James in this decision to sign with the Sixers. He's playing for the veteran minimum contract, the lowest amount that he can play for. And he made a decision at the outset of free agency that he was going to go somewhere where he felt he had the best chance to win a championship. No damn the money. It didn't matter what it came with. And he spoke to a few people importantly. Jaylen Brown spoke to Rich Paul, his agent, but Tyrese Maxey, Joel Embiid, and Nick Nurse all spoke to LeBron James during the process to recruit him, to get him on board with this. And Nick Nurse was the only coach, my understanding was, that spoke to LeBron James during the process that was very pivotal. And you think about the last hurdle over the last week or so as LeBron James was sifting through the Cavaliers, the Heat, and the Warriors and the Sixers was family. Going from L.A. all the way to the East Coast, that was a major change for LeBron James' lifestyle. So once he got Savannah, his young daughter Zuri, Bronny and Bryce on board, he made the decision on Friday to go with the Sixers.
Now, thank God for Clutch Sports, right? The one coach that was able to talk to LeBron is a fellow Clutch client, Nick Nurse. That worked for us, man.
It did.
Every once in a while, it's okay to have things go in our favor, and that went in our favor.
It did, and I'm sure that LeBron and yesterday, if you watch some of the coverage on ESPN, they were trying to point that out that like somehow that was sort of a negative, that it was like, okay, LeBron's already going to try to impose his will on Nick Nurse. I think that Nick Nurse is going to LeBron wants to know he's working for a guy that he likes. Mm-hmm. And he already, with Nick Nurse being in the fold of Clutch, tells me he likes Nick Nurse.
Yeah.
So,
that went a long way.
I think it helps.
He mentioned Jaylen Brown first. Later last night, I didn't even ask you to get it, Connor. He was on Stephen A's podcast. So Stephen A. Smith's podcast, not any of the shows on ESPN. And he talked about how Jaylen Brown, when he first got traded to the Sixers, immediately called Rich Paul and said, yo, dude, how about LeBron comes here?
Right.
Again, the trade for Jaylen Brown is what put the Sixers on the radar. We've heard that a million times. There's a lot of people that deserve a lot of credit for this. Josh Harris deserves credit for having however long the conversation was at Fanatics Fest. He was a part of it. Nick Nurse, clearly there was the connection with Clutch Sports, but he clearly sold LeBron something in the conversation. Tyrese Maxey and his connection, Joel Embiid being a big part of it. I mean, that like a lot of people deserve a lot of credit for this.
I was told yesterday that there might be someone else to thank. That Michael Rubin may have been involved in the selling of LeBron James.
Yeah, I would imagine so.
That as far as just you're going to be treated well, your family's going to be treated well, and they're going to do everything. And I understand the conversations about where he lives and how he gets back and forth and everything, and accommodations being made for that were part of conversations too. So.
Also, he said no invite to the white party this year unless you play for the Sixers.
Yeah, I heard that too. That was a really big report.
I honestly, and maybe it's just because I'm just not cool. That's like a party I would no interest in going.
I'd be a fly on the wall.
Now that's different. See, that's different.
Yeah.
If you had a chance to just watch the white party go down, I think it looks like the douchiest event that I could ever imagine attending.
I love it. I'd be there in a second.
See, I think it just looks like the most pretentious,
All right, hold on.
event ever.
This is a childish question.
Okay.
You know how they get down at those parties. Booze is flowing. You see the pictures. They're all like.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, they're having fun.
Michael Rubin doesn't look like he's alive
No.
in some of those pictures. They're designated bedrooms.
I'd imagine
I'm
so.
asking. It's his house.
I don't know, man.
It's his house. Like, if I was ever having a party in my house as an adult, college was different. But as an adult, like, I'm not saying, oh, you guys look like you're hitting it off. Third bedroom, third door to the left. You think does that go down at those parties?
Yeah, I think a lot of stuff goes down.
That's a world that we don't know about.
I think a lot of stuff goes down at those
I
parties.
also think if you feel the mood, you're just like, hey, let me get the chopper to pick me up. We'll be wherever I need to be
Yeah,
in
because
10
they're
minutes.
so rich, they could just leave. For all
I don't
I
think
know,
they're worried about the cost of
he's
the
got a
Uber.
boathouse down the road. For all I know, that he lets people,
I just think
canoodle
it
at.
looks like, I do not think it looks like people are having fun. I don't think it looks like people are having fun. That
I'll
does
go
not
and
look,
I'll let you know.
That
If I
does
could
not
shoot
look,
my shot at some of the.
that does not
women-
look like, but you're not, you're not, though. It does not look like, it looks like a staged event, like not people having fun.
I'm just saying, if I'm rich
It looks like
and single,
it looks
and
like,
Kendall Jenner's walking, what's up?
it looks like one of those fancy, celebrity, Kentucky Derby parties. Nobody looks like they're having a blast. It looks like everybody's just
find
sort
a
of
way to
dressed
have a good
in-
time.
No, you could.
Hello.
You'd find, you'll
Hi,
find a
I'm
corner.
a fellow millionaire.
Yeah, you'll find a corner. Hello,
you-
boy.
would you
Yes,
like to-
exactly.
Would you like to join me?
You would much rather be at a corner bar hanging out with normal people.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Yes,
that's my
you'd
kind
much
of place.
rather be there.
Yeah. All right. Coming up next, we'll get back to our topics that we started the show off with. How are you going to balance the Eagles and Sixers this year? But also, I got to ask the question, man. Connor, it's going to be tough for you. Has the clock struck midnight on someone? Hopefully, we're not too emotional talking about it because I know how we get.
I'm sorry. I thought that was until Friday.
Has this player's month of July changed your plans for the Phillies at the deadline? John, I'm going to ask you a question without mentioning names on the other side, and
I
I'm
like that.
curious what your answer is.
All right.
Because, man, once you throw the name in, we panic. It's Kincade Salciunas, 97.5, The Fanatic.
Now, a 97.5 LeBron Sports Update.
An uncharacteristic night on the mound. I'm Connor Thomas. The Phillies dropped a tough one last night in Miami. Joan Duran blew his second save of the season. The Phils were up 7-5 heading into the bottom of the ninth. Duran allowed 3 runs to take the loss. Zach Wheeler had a bad night, too, allowing 5 earned over 3 innings worth of work. J.T. Realmuto, who caught both those guys, talked after the game about the uncharacteristic performance for some of their best pitchers.
Being able to pick Zach up like that after all the times that he's picked us up in the last 7 years, that would have been nice to do. But it was a weird game that they got to 2 of our very best pitchers. That's just kind of one you got to tip your cap to that lineup over there.
Now the Phils are in danger of losing their 4th straight series if they lose tonight. Game 2 in Miami is at 6:40 p.m. this evening. Aaron Nola faces Sandy Alcantara in the pitching matchup. The trade deadline's on Monday. Boy, do the Phillies need some help. The Eagles report to training camp today. They'll have their first practice tomorrow, believe it or not. Just a couple of weekends away from their first preseason game. Regular season right around the corner. Football season's here, Philadelphia. And LeBron James is here. He's still a Sixer. We'll keep you updated on any further roster moves as the team fills out the squad around the King. Shams Charania talking yesterday about LeBron being expected to play a healthy amount of point guard for the Sixers. We'll talk to Amy Fadul about that from the 8 o'clock hour till the end of the show. And Tony Jones of The Athletic joins us at 9:05 to also talk about the King. I'm Connor Thomas for the home of the Sixers, Flyers, and Union. Oh, and this update is brought to you by New Jersey Department of Health. Public Health works behind the scenes, building a healthier future for everyone. One mission working for you. Learn more at nj.gov/health. You're listening to 97.5 The Fanatic.
Weekdays with Marks. Now more of Kincade and Salciunas.
97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
Hey, by the way, earlier in the show, if you missed it, I mentioned that I will be heading to Baltimore for the Phillies game this Saturday.
Much fun.
Philly Sports Trips, taking the bus trip down with a bunch of fellow Philadelphia fans.
What day
Saturday.
are you going?
Saturday night game. Buses leave around, I think, 1 o'clock. I'm Jetro area probably, because that's where when we went to the Eagles Commanders game a few years ago, that's where we took off. We have a pair of tickets to give away for said trip. Now, we're going to do this tomorrow. I'm just going to mention it a lot today to be prepared for tomorrow's show.
So if you can go on Saturday, be prepared, listen in. Andrew's
right, because we don't want somebody to just be like, oh, I want those. And then you're like, oh, damn, I have birthday party Saturday, or I have this Saturday, I can't go. Because this is a travel thing. It's not a flight, and it's not hotel stay. It's just the bus trip down and the bus trip back. But there will be a tailgate, and man, we speak so highly of Philly sports trips for good reason, because every trip has been fantastic. I can't wait to go to Nashville this year for the Eagles game with them. But tomorrow we'll be giving away a pair of tickets to join me and the team of Philly Sports Trips and True Fan Travels. The bus trip to Baltimore for the Phillies versus Orioles game Saturday, August 1st at Camden Yards. Beautiful ballpark. I can't wait to go back. These tickets include your spot on the charter bus to Baltimore, along with an unforgettable pregame, all-inclusive tailgate party, and tickets to the game with fellow Phillies fans. For more info and to purchase tickets, because if you don't win, you can still buy them, go to truefantravel.com, or, of course, you could try to win them tomorrow, and it's going to be LeBron James trivia, as our man Austin Jones suggested. I mean, why not continue to ride the high of having LeBron James in Philadelphia? So tomorrow, a trip for two to Baltimore for Saturday, the same-day experience. I'll be there with you. Can't wait for it. So much fun. And that's when I fell in love with Ichiro Suzuki, was going to Camden Yards. In 2001, 25 years ago. I might wear my Ichiro jersey.
It was funny. I'll be down there, too, because I already had a family trip planned, but I'm going to try and swing by the tailgate. So
okay.
Yeah.
So come see Connor Thomas.
Great.
Should I wear the shirt? I'll clear out that tailgate real quick.
No,
I would.
No, that shirt needs to burn, because that shirt has done nothing but fail us in the playoffs.
No, I think it would burn like at the Kennedy Memorial.
That's true.
If you lit that thing on fire, it would just be like the eternal flame.
Season needs saving. It might be about time for the shirt.
Dude, I know.
Something
I want
needs
that
to be,
shirt to go away.
I think the season is beyond saving.
Yeah, they're in trouble right now.
I think it's beyond saving.
And that leads me.
Now, can they win a wild card series? Sure, they could.
Yeah, they should.
Can they win a World Series? Hell no. Hell no.
That leads to this discussion. We'll get back to the main topic of bouncing, and we'll get to our text messages here in a moment. Keep on hitting us with the Davis Honda text line, 610-632-0975. I have been appreciating the voice memos, by the way. Like, those have been fun, so keep those
I enjoy
up,
those.
Please, I would appreciate
We do
that.
like those.
Like, we like hearing your voices. We like hearing your excitement, or we like hearing your anger toward us, whatever it is. John, I asked this question last week. No names attached.
No names.
Just, I asked this question.
Okay.
Would you trade a platoon player for somebody else that might help you in an area of need, whether it's a relief pitcher, back-end starting rotation, or maybe a guy that you can consider an everyday player, might not be as good as this guy's specific craft, but it's a platoon player for somebody that can play every day or be a bullpen arm or be a starting pitcher?
For this team?
Yes. The player that is exiting is a platoon player, and you are acquiring one of those other levels of players that I told you about.
Gosh, I'd sort of, I don't want to do I'm not going to make it too difficult for you, but I sort of would want to know what I'm getting in return before I say yes. But yeah, I would absolutely consider that.
Like a platoon, you're training a guy that's not considered an everyday player.
Yes, I would absolutely consider that. I wouldn't consider that to be an overall bad investment.
All right, now when I mentioned the name Brandon Marsh, are you doing it?
He's not a platoon player.
He has been recently.
Even though he's playing like one.
The pumpkin, while you're out, Don Mattingly said.
No, I know.
He might not be playing against lefties anymore. So if I said platoon player, you say yes. But as soon as I mentioned Brandon Marsh, we go, oh, no, we don't want to do that. We love him. He's been here. And, he's an all-star and all this kind of stuff.
I would absolutely consider trading Brandon Marsh. So if you're telling me he's the platoon player, I would absolutely consider trading Brandon Marsh, because I think Brandon Marsh is retreating to the norm.
Connor?
He's going back to the mean. He is the player that he's always been.
159 in the month of July. His last game was Sunday. He didn't play yesterday. Or no, he did play yesterday. ESPN just hadn't updated yet. And what, he went 0 for 5 yesterday? So I don't know what his batting average is.
It's
now.
not great. That's bad. No, it's bad.
Because ESPN has him at 286, but
no, it's bad.
He went 0 for 5 yesterday. So he's down to 283.
He's on an
now.
epic. He's going right back to what he's always been.
So what do you do? Because he's a platoon player as of now, unless he gets hot and then Don Mattingly goes, all right, let's see how he hits against lefties. But right now he's not in the lineup against left-handed pitching, and he's having an atrocious month of July. Now I'm not saying he has to be traded. I was just using that exercise for a conversation.
Well, what if it?
It leads to this question: has his month of July changed your plans for the trade deadline? Because for the longest time, to his credit, I'm not just bashing Brandon Marsh because I've been the guy that's been doing that for years. Brandon Marsh has had a hell of a season. Even if the season ended today, this month has sucked. For his standards, he's had a hell of a season. 283 batting average, 16 home runs. He's had a hell of a season. But this month is the month leading up to the trade deadline where you're trying to get every bit of information. And they just told you that he's going to be a platoon guy again. He's struggling so much in the month of July. If I asked this question in May or June, you'd be saying, we don't need another outfielder because you have Brandon Marsh. Has his month of July changed your thought process with the trade deadline?
Not one bit. Not even 1%.
All right.
He's not part of that equation whatsoever for me. First of all, if you want to trade him, meet me in Temecula. I will fight for that guy's right to be on this baseball team. But you needed it anyway. Like, you didn't need it at that position necessarily, but Adolis Garcia going down, and even before he went down, that was a major hole in the outfield because the guy never hit. Center field with Justin Crawford. He's had his moments, and he's a rookie, but, like, let's not pretend like the Phillies outfield.
He's not a world beater.
Was solid at any point this year. It's been the Brandon Marsh show out there. But he was a deserving all-star starter in this month. He's just had a bad month of July, and you hope he comes out of it. But I've seen a long enough stretch from him. The Phillies have needed a right-handed bat that can play the outfield anyway. And it's been something we've been talking about even when Marsh was at his best. So it has not changed anything for the deadline for me.
Okay. I just look, he's going to play regardless, right? Because you have so few options. But is Brandon Marsh...
He is who you thought he is.
Yeah, like, is he a guy that if I could get another player to replace him, I wouldn't do it? Like, I would. I would replace Brandon Marsh if I could do that.
He is who you think he is.
I know that's not realistic because that's not how it's going to go. But, like, I don't have the same attachment as a lot of other people do.
We give him credit for what he's done this year.
Yeah, it's been great.
Brandon Marsh is the guy we always thought he was. He's retreated to the norm. He's back to what he's always been. He's not the guy.
Well, I just saw like 7 months of baseball where he was the guy.
That's the confusing thing.
And then it goes, but he always is going to go back to this. It's always going to go back to this.
You just hope that August isn't last year's April, where he had to get sent.
Well, I don't think he'll go over.
Well, yeah.
Well,
or
it's. I'm telling you, this is absolutely atrocious.
Yeah, this is bad, man.
And they're pointing out on baseball, on some of the baseball stats on MLB Network yesterday that he's on a run that, like, really no All-Stars are. Like, he's on an odd, this is odd for All-Stars. Because he's an odd All-Star. He was the All-Star that, like, sort of almost didn't belong. Like, it was like the All-Star that, like, oh, wow.
Well,
that's
yeah,
shocking.
when you're thinking of star recognition, it's not him.
That's
but
shocking. That
he deserved it for how he played.
That's not what I mean. I'm meaning more along the lines of it was a shock to people that he was at the All-Star game. And now you're sort of saying that, yeah, it's sort of going back to what we thought he was.
Yeah, now, Bohm, if this is a Bohm conversation back when he was an all-star starter, it's different because in the postseason, that guy has not showed up for the Philadelphia Phillies. Brandon Marsh has had good postseason series for his team.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something that I also look at where I'm like, I know if we get there and when we get there that he's going to be able to, history would say, contribute.
He said what, one? Arizona. He was very good against the Arizona Diamondbacks. I don't remember, like, the other Brandon Marsh.
Let me look at his numbers, but he hasn't been like a hole. It's not like he's a guy that's like Alec Bohm's giving you nothing in the postseason.
He had one hit in last postseason. He went 1 for 13 in the series against the Mets. He barely did anything against Miami and Atlanta. He had a really good series against Arizona.
Okay, so maybe I'm misremembering.
He batted below 200 in the playoffs in 2022.
Okay,
yeah, so he has not been a playoff performer.
Forget everything I just said then.
No, but he's had
Arizona was a very good series. Yeah. Like he was one of the only few players that showed up consistently offensively in that series that will forever pain me until the day I die.
The second biggest series he's ever played in. Big time player. See, point stance. Forget everything.
I would absolutely part ways with him because what are you going to do this offseason? You going to pay him?
I probably wouldn't.
Are you going to pay Brandon Marsh?
That's your guy, dude.
Well,
That's your guy.
No, you going to pay him?
I don't know.
That's what I'm saying is you got to be willing to pay him then.
Yeah, but we're not selling. You already said earlier you're not selling.
Oh, they got arbitration 3 next year, man.
Well,
Yeah, you don't have to.
You don't have to, but wow.
Yeah, well, then again, wait, arbitration 3 in 2 years because next year doesn't matter.
No, but the All-Star thing is going to help him in arbitration.
Yeah, sure.
That helps him in arbitration, but the final numbers are what they're going to argue. And the Phillies are going to say, yeah, he is who we thought he is.
Yeah, it's been a rough month, and hopefully that changes drastically because in the next couple of days, dude, August 3rd, you're making some major decisions in a few days about what this team should do, and for the people that have been saying for months that they should sell or not go big and just to get marginal guys and maybe move some other players around, you have the case to make. Like, you're not crazy for saying it at this stage of the season. All right, we've also been talking about the balancing act of how we're going to be focusing on all these different teams. Training camp starts today for the Philadelphia Eagles.
I can't believe it.
And we've barely talked about it. You emailed me asking me,
it's amazing.
Do I what did you ask me? Do I miss it?
I said, is it like, well, first off, do you think it matters to a team being off the radar? Like a team like the Eagles for in no time, let's put it just this way. Since I've been home, the 6 years I've been home, the Eagles have never been so off the radar as they have been this offseason.
Right. LeBron James will do that, too.
I mean, the Flyers playoff run.
Yeah.
The Sixers winning a playoff series. They were off the radar.
Yeah.
The Eagles have never been off the radar.
The only thing we talked about was A.J. Brown. Like, seriously, is A.J. Brown getting traded?
We barely talked about the draft.
Yeah.
Remember, the Sixers and the Flyers were both in the playoffs at the draft. We were barely talking NFL draft.
Yeah.
And do you think that matters to an NFL team to sort of have a off-season off the radar?
Kind of. Part of me thinks it matters for this team because look, this ain't no revisionist history. I hated the messaging at the beginning of last year, the ignoring of everything that happened. What Super Bowl? What banner?
Well, we hated that. It was just stupid.
Oh, it's banner night? I had no idea. I think an article came out. I forget who wrote it. We talked about it, and I was like, ding, ding, ding. Maybe the pothead was on to something.
Jordan Mailata said it.
Yes, that's right.
Jordan Mailata called it out, said they didn't enjoy it.
We did too much to try to ignore it, blah,
we
blah.
didn't
and
enjoy
I hated it, man.
And you know what the Chiefs did? The Chiefs and Andy Reid, when they won championships, they put it everywhere.
Yes.
And they wore it like, come for the crown. We're the champs. It's everywhere. They didn't do this, well, that's last year. We're not talking about last year. They said, it's last year. Come and get us. Come and get us. We're ready for you. Come and get us. The Eagles took it like, we're not talking about last year. Not talking about last year. Let's not do that.
And maybe them being under the radar is a good thing because nobody's going to be asking them those kinds of questions.
Do you think, though, around here, the other things being in the news and other things being front page benefits them, like locally? Do you think that benefits, or do you think it's not a big deal?
I don't think it's a big deal. I think news like this is more so front office pressure. Let's face it. Howie likes it when they're being talked about.
He
more.
does.
So, when people were putting out tweets after the Sixers signed LeBron of, is Howie going to go trade Max Crosby? They weren't crazy for saying it because we know Howie.
Because Howie loves the front page.
Howie loves the front page. So I don't think it's like Jalen Hurts benefits or doesn't benefit from it.
I think Jalen enjoys the not having to deal with it.
I think he loves it.
I think he loves being.
I think Howie's got the itch of how come my team's not being talked about? Is there a LeBron James available right now that I can get?
Come home.
Vita Vea, right. By the way, he requesting a trade was crazy yesterday.
I know that
was a shock
I guarantee you that Eagles players are like, when can we get LeBron to an Eagles game?
Oh, yeah.
You know that they want to get him out to an Eagles game. They want to get him out to an Eagles practice. Because I guarantee you
Remember, he could play tight end in the NFL if he wanted to.
Would you be shocked?
No way.
You wouldn't be shocked.
No, dude's a freak.
He's an athletic freak.
I mean, wasn't it the Browns? Like the Browns act. There was like, I don't think it was very real, but when he was with the Cavs, it was like, oh, could he?
Could he do that?
Could he
be a two-sport? Look, the amount of people, some of the guys that have been two-sport guys, I'm not going to doubt that LeBron could do it.
No, he probably could do it.
I mean, some of the guys who played in the NFL, I have no doubt that LeBron could find a way on an NFL roster.
Yeah, that Jordan guy played baseball. He wasn't even good at basketball.
Well, that was because he was suspended from basketball. Oh, I'm sorry.
If the Eagles
he retired from basketball.
If Dallas Goedert got hurt, would you sign LeBron James to the Eagles to play tight end? 610-632-0975. All right, what do we have on the Davis Honda text line? You can feel the Davis difference. Check them out in Burlington. And to answer your question, no, I don't miss training camp talk, even though training camp starts today.
Yeah.
And as fired up as I am about the Eagles season, because I've been so excited for this year.
We are.
It's LeBron freaking James, man. I will take the buzz of LeBron over shells any day of the week, man. All right, what do we got?
We got no one talking about LeBron playing tight end for the Eagles, but we do have people talking about the Eagles. Static from Chester checks in and says, I'll be watching the Eagles this winter because football is my favorite sport. So still someone focused, mostly on the Birds.
Well, believe it or not, I could watch the Eagles and the Sixers.
I can do both. Yeah,
I can do both.
I can do both.
So is he saying that
it's an either or? Is he still? Is someone saying that's an either or?
That's what it sounded like.
Okay, if the question is Eagles playing, Sixers playing, who are you watching? It's going to be Eagles because there's less games. But I wonder.
No, but there might be Sixers on the iPad.
And that was my question. Like
I mean, it's that's what it is.
It used to be nothing else matters. The Eagles are on. Let's watch it. If the Sixers are playing
the Knicks,
Celtics, any of those teams, the same time the Eagles are playing, I would imagine that's a two-screener.
Right.
Or the people that go out to the bar to watch the games, they go to the place where you could see multiple TVs. Would people do that? Or is it just going to be Eagles are on, I'll watch the highlights of the Sixers later? I would be a two-screen guy. They're that big. They're going to be that big of a story this year. You have to.
I think you got to be. Yeah, and more importantly, who doesn't want to be?
There's LeBron James, man.
Who doesn't want to be? Put the Sixers on a tiny screen that you can reference. There's enough timeouts. There's enough downtime.
Yeah.
I mean, like commercial breaks and things like that. You can still watch.
Think about it. We might get, let's see, is this a fair number when they go back-to-back winning the NBA Finals?
Is that what's going to happen?
160 games with LeBron James as a Sixer. 60 regular season games in both years, and then 20 playoff games.
You're getting 60 regular season games? I don't think you are.
Didn't he play that last year?
I don't think you're getting that, though. I don't think that's going to be the plan. I don't think it will be, but we'll see.
If LeBron wants to play, LeBron's going to play.
If he wants to play that many regular seasons.
60 games last year, 70 the year before that, 71 the year before that. If LeBron James plays on average 60 games a year, it's 120, and then, hopefully 20-plus playoff games. Hopefully they're faux. There will probably be more. Around 180 games of LeBron James?
That's awesome.
Why? That's not much.
No.
So why wouldn't you watch a Sixers game if the Eagles are on at the same time? You might be fully focused Eagles, and whenever they go to commercial, you're scanning down at the iPad.
Absolutely. You're not distracted by it.
No, but it should be on, shouldn't it?
Absolutely.
You don't have much time.
Absolutely.
2 years isn't that long, guys.
It's a window of time, though, you're never going to want to forget.
No, I don't want to miss this at all. All right, what do we got on the text line? And if people want to answer that question, that'd be great.
Yeah, John in Tennessee checks in, says it's pretty easy, the level of focus for me. NFL is the priority until the Super Bowl. Phillies playoff run close second, but the Sixers and Flyers are in regular season until April. They're going to be on the back burner for me.
Jay King chimes in. Sixers have become number one for this year.
Oh, my gosh. Now, that's crazy talk to me. That's crazy talk to me.
I brought it up on Saturday when I was in here talking LeBron. This is the first time I think in my lifetime that the Eagles, there's an argument they're not number one.
No.
The Eagles will
always be number one. The Sixers have never been number one in this town, even when the Sixers were the NBA champions.
But for the first time, and listen to what we're saying. Eagles, Sixers, if they're on the same time, we're going to try to watch both.
Absolutely,
that is the impact. It's not. We don't have to do. Are the Sixers the number one team in town? You can say that, Connor. You're entitled to your opinion.
I just said there's an argument.
I don't think that there will be.
I don't think
the numbers will. The numbers will tell you that in probably 5 minutes after the games are over.
Yeah, there's not.
But
the amount of people that will watch Sixer games, the amount of people who will watch Eagle games are not even. It's going to be dwarfed by it's going to be ridiculous.
But it's an impact. And
But
what
it's
if,
an impact.
What if the Eagles play at 4 o'clock, 6 or 7, 8 o'clock game? All those post-game tailgates at the K-Lot, and they got the big TVs and the big RVs. You know the Sixers game is going to be on, right?
Of course it is.
Like, that's exciting. And that's something that, man,
You're
sorry that you have to talk about Lou Dort this year, dude.
Yeah, please.
You got Lou Dort, man.
NBA champion.
He is
Hey.
NBA champion.
Yeah, I want to.
And it starts with the letter L.
Could you put some respect on
Plays
it?
basketball.
There are some commonalities. You see, all you have to do is look for the storylines. I'll be looking.
Yeah, you're going to be doing the countdown of when LeBron plays the Hawks.
I'll be looking for that. Yeah, I heard I heard the middays with Mark's crew going. Maybe we could go down to Atlanta and do a broadcast. We got a place for a studio.
Damn right we do,
Look,
man.
I'll get you hooked up with the studio.
We got connections.
Come on, hang out.
All right, coming up next. Speaking of LeBron James, there's a lot of questions of how does this work. I think it's easy.
How does it work?
I keep on hearing the whole "there's only one ball" thing. Well, there was already a report, not analysis, but a report.
A report
about LeBron James's role with the Sixers. You will hear that coming up next. We'll continue to get our text messages and all of our topics today. It is a Tuesday morning here on Kincade Salciunas 97.5, The Fanatic.
The Parks Casino is absolutely awesome. I love it. All the action, all the entertainment. And the BetParks app is one of my favorite places in the world to go. And in fact, I've only got like 4 more days with it. So I've been loading up. The Parks Casino is great, too. I love it. I was just there the other day. You can enjoy $1 hot dogs, $3 Miller Lights, and $3 Butt Lights, all during home baseball games for your local Philadelphia team. You can make the night complete and stay at the beautiful new Parks View Hotel, just steps away with the free shuttle service. And tickets are available now for these shows: Fuel with Lit, Rock the Excite Center on November 6th. Tommy Chong of Cheech and Chong will be there on September 21st to kick off your fall. Bobby Lee will be there September 24th. Really funny guy. Michelle Wolf, December 5th. And Comedy Night every month. Just saw him last week. Joe Conklin, the man of 1,000 voices. Joe is fantastic. Such a funny dude. Hey, tickets are available at parkscasino.com. Visit Parks Casino, Pennsylvania's #1 casino. You got to be 21. If you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
A bad loss in Miami. I'm Connor Thomas, and the Phillies dropped a tough one last night in Miami against the Marlins. Juwan Duran blew his second save of the season. Phils were up 7-5 heading into the bottom of the ninth, and Duran allowed 3 runs to take the loss. Zach Wheeler had a bad night, too, allowing 5 earned over 3 innings worth of work. Wheeler talked after the game about not quite feeling like himself out there on the mound.
Just one of those games, one of those days. All just wasn't coming out like I wanted to. Body wasn't moving like I wanted it to. So, I was trying to get through it. Some games I can, but just today I couldn't.
Game 2 in Miami is tonight at 6:40 p.m. Aaron Nola faces off against Sandy Alcantara in the pitching matchup. The trade deadline in Major League Baseball is on Monday, and the Phils got some work to do. The Eagles report to training camp today. They'll have their first practice tomorrow. Believe it or not, we're 2 weekends away from their first preseason game. LeBron James, he's still a Sixer. We'll keep you updated on any further roster moves as the team fills out the squad around the King. Got a report yesterday from Shams Charania that the expectations of LeBron will see a good amount of time at point guard for the Sixers. So we'll watch that, and we'll talk to Amy Fadul from 8 to 10 about it. Tony Jones joins us at 9:05, covers the Sixers for The Athletic. He was the first one to talk about the Sixers' interest in LeBron James. So we'll see where he stands now that the job is done. I'm Connor Thomas on the home of the Sixers, Flyers, and Union, 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
The Fanatic.
7 a.m. hours brought to you by the BetParks online casino and sportsbook app. Live bet sports on the BetParks app. Play all your favorite casino games. There's always another way to win on the BetParks online casino and sportsbook. Got to be 21 in Pennsylvania, Jersey, or Maryland. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
All right. It is 7:30 here on Kincade and Salciunas 97.5 The Fanatic. I have to ask you guys this question before we play this audio from Shams Charania about LeBron James' role with the Philadelphia 76ers. I've been watching a lot of basketball in my life. It's arguably my favorite sport. I'm a big fan of basketball. I'm a big fan of LeBron James. I'm a big fan of a lot of basketball players. Do other teams sometimes get to play with 2 balls or 3 basketballs?
I don't think so.
I'm trying to remember.
Shoot around?
Okay.
Maybe.
So there's always one basketball, right? Like that's one of the rules of the NBA.
Last time I checked.
All right, and have there? We haven't been able to live with a dynasty yet. When the Spurs were a dynasty with Duncan and Parker and Ginobili and at the end with Kawhi for the year, did they play with 1 basketball or 2?
I think it was 1. I looked up, just pulled up some highlights here. They were.
Well, there's only 1 on the court.
They were playing with 1. They have some back in a rack on the side, but they were playing with 1.
Golden State, Draymond, KD, Steph, Klay Thompson, 1 basketball or 2?
Yeah, 1.
Carry the 2.
It
1.
looks like, no, it does look like 1.
I'm not as old as you, Kincade. The Bulls. With Jordan,
Bulls,
Pippen.
No, the Bulls, they played with 2 balls.
They played
the Jordan
back
rules.
in the day.
They were the 2
Jordan
ball.
rules. Yeah.
Until Jordan was, he was gambling one night, and he bet that he could play with just 1 ball and still be great, and then they changed the rules.
So like how Wilt Chamberlain changed the rules,
Exactly.
Michael Jordan, there used to be 2 basketballs back in your day. Okay. I don't understand this there's only 1 ball thing. Like it drives me nuts, dude. I hear it all the time. Oh, there's only 1 basketball, and you're going to have a lot of mouths to feed and all that kind of stuff. It's basketball. There's always been 1 basketball. There's always been super teams. There's always been dynasty teams. It may have been built differently. Like some of them may have just all been drafted. Look at the Oklahoma City Thunder. That's a really good basketball team. They traded for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Everybody else was pretty much draft picks. There's 1 basketball there. They won a championship. The San Antonio Spurs, pretty much all draft picks. They were in the NBA Finals last year. The New York Knicks, there's 1 basketball there. They find a way to make it work. I don't get this 1 basketball thing. It happens all the time. I'm tired of it. But this was Shams Charania yesterday talking about what LeBron James's role could be with 1 basketball, Johnny.
We're going to be looking at some point LeBron James this upcoming season. The Sixers, I'm told, are expecting LeBron James to play a good amount of time and period of time at the point guard position on offense, initiating the game, the offense for Nick Nurse. Tyrese Maxey last season played a lot on the ball at point guard. And we know his prowess off the ball as a scorer. Think of a better player that can set the table for Tyrese Maxey, Jaylen Brown, Joel Embiid, VJ Edgecombe. There's all these players that can score, that can get the ball from LeBron James. And the 1 season LeBron spent at point guard in the NBA in his 23 seasons, the 2019-2020 season, Shanae, he led the league in assists. The Lakers won the championship that year.
Yep.
And we never saw point LeBron again until potentially this season. But the buzzword around the Sixers right now is sacrifice. And they're going to have a couple team mini camps in August that'll give the Sixers and LeBron James an opportunity to spend time with each other, to galvanize, to get that chemistry right before the start of the season. But Tyrese Maxey and LeBron James are already spending time working out in Los Angeles this week.
All right. I'm fine. I'm very comfortable that this is going to work. Are you guys comfortable that this is going to work?
Yeah.
Like Shams backs it up with facts.
Why am I going to spend my time doubting LeBron James?
I don't know. People do it though.
I don't like it.
They're surprised that he's here, they don't think it's going to work. I don't get this. Am I in crazy town?
To me, it's a complete fool's errand to be doubting LeBron James. I'm not going to look. You guys are going to have to live this and immerse in this. After this week, I will be gone. I will tell you, if I was you, I'd be beating my head up against a wall. If that was going to be the level of discourse, it's like, how's this going to work with LeBron? Look, I can understand the idea of how it works in a positive discussion, but it is like the idea that there's a negative discussion around it to me is annoying as hell. It's to me it's a level of discourse that's rather stupid.
I just saw on our YouTube chat, MBD, a man that I really respect.
I do respect MBD.
You are way too smart to pretend like this is just an empty concern.
A concern would be that this team has a chance to suck. A concern is this team has a chance to be bad. This thing has a chance to just be awful, a disaster. That's a concern. This team has a chance to be, I would say, anywhere from 54 wins to 58, 60 wins in the regular season with the maintenance they'll do with the schedule.
Yeah.
With the scheduling.
By the way,
like concern? What concerns do you have?
I remember
concerns.
Back before my days of working in sports talk radio or even listening to it. I just remember the conversations on ESPN. Oh man, how is it going to work with Miami with LeBron and D Wade and Chris Bosh? There's just one basketball, and they lost their first game of the season. They were 0-1.
I remember that.
And so a lot of people were like,
that.
Oh,
see?
man, see? This could be a problem. And then by the end of the month of October/November, they were 9-8. And people were saying, man, told you. They finished 58-24 and got to the NBA Finals.
I would put it this way.
They figured it out.
I would put it this way, that to me, and take this for what it's worth, put it in the time capsule. If you're worried about what the Sixers are in January, I think you're overreacting. I would worry about what the Sixers are in March and April, because that's going to be the harbinger of what they are in the playoffs. The Sixers, if they're doing well in March and April, there's no question in my mind. They're in a good seeding position.
Yeah. And oh, by the way, in October and November, you might see some bad basketball early on.
There's going to be some nights
you
where
know
you
why?
go.
Because everybody's going to feel the need to probably kick it to the next player. Like there might be nights early on. All right, this is just living through it, watching some of these teams play, some of these super teams, some of these dynasties over the years, where maybe they don't want to take control just yet. Like LeBron might be extra passive early on, and then he might have his nights where it's like, all right, it's time for me to do this. Jaylen Brown might pass it a little bit extra. Tyrese Maxey might look at LeBron James and go, I should pass it to him and not take the shot. So early on, there might be some confusion because they're figuring out their roles. But once they figure out their roles, and again, it starts with LeBron James, who is one of the greatest players in the history of the sport, and it has no issue being a facilitator. It's not like you're bringing in five guys. You're not playing with five Kelly Oubres, right? A guy that is going to average 18 points and 1 assist a game. Like you're playing with five guys. Joel Embiid has become an incredible passing big man. LeBron James, we already know the facilitator that he is. Tyrese Maxey was averaging more assists last season than in previous years. VJ Edgecombe was not afraid to pass the rock last year. Why is it all of a sudden going to be an issue this year?
Yeah, the other thing with that Miami team is you can argue that it will take less time for this team to figure it out. They changed everything with their starting five from the year before LeBron was there to the year he came, besides Dwayne Wade being in the starting lineup. The other four positions were different. You're returning three starters that are comfortable with each other already in Embiid, Maxey, Edgecombe. Also, LeBron going to Miami, that was the first time he flipped organizations ever.
Yeah.
He's done it multiple times now.
Yeah, he's got some experience on how to, this is how we're going to do things. This is how I like to do things. How do you like to do things?
And Jaylen Brown just last year had to deal with not having Jason Tatum available and playing a totally different style of game from something that's worked in Boston, and they were pretty damn good at it.
Yes, they were. I don't get the one ball thing. I don't, sure, you can wonder how it will work.
Yes,
but I don't think it's this is going to be bad because of this.
If you're using the word concern, you're using the word incorrectly.
I completely agree with you.
Concern? Stop.
Yeah, I don't.
If you're using the word that you're wondering how it's going to work, that's fine. That's legitimate. I've asked that question.
Yeah.
I asked it of Shaq yesterday because I wonder how Embiid works with the other guys on the floor. And Shaquille brought it up yesterday. What is Embiid going to do the things that you're going to need him to do because you don't need him outside the three-point line chucking up threes? Not with the guys they have on the floor now. You need him to go underneath. You Going into the basket.
You're going to
Stuff
get
that
him.
He's been resistant to do.
There is a chance that you see him on the block, and then when he comes and gets the entry pass, he'll take a step or two in. He's got it in the mid-range, and then that's where he feasts. Same with Jaylen Brown. Same with LeBron James. They all have their spots. It's going to work. It might take some time to gel, but I don't think if they are 3-3 to start the season, this isn't going to work.
No. It's like the Price is Right? What you're doing with the Sixers
Now you're
is
talking his language.
I know. This is why I brought it up.
I've never seen his head pop up that
There it
quick.
is.
That was an immediate head turn. It's like the showcase. You might not know what's behind the door, but it's going to be something good. Like, you don't have to be concerned. Oh, what if it's what? It's going to be a prize. The Sixers this year are a prize.
I was going to say, our boy Eddie Alderson, who calls into the show often. Eddie, a big fan of the show, listens every day. Him and his dad, they listen. Him and his sister and his mom went to the Price is Right taping yesterday. Mom will be on the show, and you'll see it in October. She made it on the show. So
That's for Mom.
That's
We're
great.
rooting for Eddie's mom.
And let's say she did well.
All right, let's go to the phones here, Johnny, because I feel so bad. Friday was such a crazy day.
Friday was
that
awesome.
this man called me a couple times, and like
What?
I couldn't get Friday was insane.
Okay, it was insane.
With everything going on with LeBron James. So my man Tasty Cake Dom, I'm sorry. What's up, brother? Good morning.
Hey, hi, everybody. How you doing?
What's going on?
Dude, I've been thinking about getting back to you, and I'm sorry that I have not been. Dude, they got LeBron James.
Brother.
They got LeBron James, man.
Andrew, when you saw my name on the phone, didn't you already know the phone call?
Oh, yeah.
Like,
they got him.
You knew what I was going to say. So, hey, John, by the way, good luck. Good luck, and
Thank you, buddy.
Thanks for 6 good years, brother.
Thank you, man. I've appreciated it, and I look forward to hopefully still staying in touch.
Yeah, John, I already plan on
Absolutely.
When they're 30 and when the Sixers are 30 and 8, I'm going to give you a call.
Absolutely, you do that.
What's the phone number in Atlanta?
do that.
You want to
I
give
don't
out the
know.
number?
I'm sure you can.
I'm not sure I can remember. You can find it. 404.
Yep.
404-231-1680. I think I remember.
There you go.
There you go.
Perfect. Call that number, Tommy.
So the one ball thing, right, Andrew? John, people got to realize the roster construction here. This is right. Michael Jordan is the greatest player of all times, right, John?
Yes, in my mind, yes.
But Michael Jordan coming here with this roster, Michael Jordan brings 25 shot attempts with him every game, right? That's not LeBron James. He doesn't have to be that.
He's a facilitator that loves to be selfless, that loves to facilitate, that loves to bring young players along. I love it.
It's a perfect fit to the puzzle. I mean, it's just they got so much. You got a great facilitator now, a great passer, a guy that's won, couple guys that won, couple guys that have championship experience, and you also now have an assat. You got your closer.
Well,
I truly believe that Tyrese Maxey will flourish.
He will mark my words, Dommy, and we love hearing from you as always,
Thanks, Dom.
Dommy.
Love you, man.
He will shoot over 40% from three for the first time in 3 years because he's got somebody that he can actually facilitate the ball to him.
It's going to be awesome.
I'm telling that's a prediction. 40+% three-point shooter.
That's bold.
He hasn't done it since James Harden because they've not had a point guard since then. All right, coming up next, we have today's headlines with Connor Thomas. But before that, Johnny, I just voted on the poll. The poll of the day brought to us by Dr. Avedana Pell and the team at Iron Mountain Men's Health. And I guess the topic wasn't as crazy as it may have been. You'll find the results coming up next about this trade deadline. And are we making a move based off of the 2026 Phillies or the disappointing finishes in previous years? You'll hear the results next. It's Kincade Salciunas, 97.5, The Fanatic.
Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
All right, it is a Tuesday morning, which means Tuesdays with Amy. Amy Fadul will be in studio today from 8 to 10. We will reset some of the show topics when she comes in, and one of them is based off of the poll of the day, which is brought to us by Dr. Avedon Appel and the team at Iron Mountain Men's Health. The poll is strong for 4 hours every single morning on Kincade and Salciunas. Thanks to Dr. Avedon Appel. And Johnny, earlier today, I asked you the question, like, are we basing what we want the Phillies to do at the deadline? And I'm not saying names and anything. It's just like, hey, go big. They got to get the biggest player available. Are we saying that because of the 2026 Phillies and their needs? Or are we saying it because of our own personal needs that they have come up short of the goal, which is winning a World Series? So, Connor, go ahead. Tell us the poll of the day and what the results are.
With the trade deadline less than a week away, is your feeling on what the Phillies should do based more on the team's performance this year or trying to finish the job after the past 4 seasons of contention? 60% of our responders are saying finish the job. 40% are saying this year's performance.
How about it? It's more so about the last couple of years and their failures in the playoffs than what this team actually is. And I get it, because I don't want to, 10 years from now, think of this run and think of it with disappointment. Like
you used the word earlier. Can you bring that
failure.
up again, or do you want?
Failure.
Or you want to wait with Amy?
We can bring it up again with Amy, but yeah, failure. If they don't win a World Series with this core, with all the money that they had allocated toward it, it's a failure. Absolutely a failure. I don't even hesitate saying it. So we'll talk about it more in the 8 o'clock hour. But it's time now for today's headlines with Connor Thomas.
Today's headlines with the Connor Thomas.
I have one as well today.
Hi,
Oh, okay. We got an extra one. It's brought to us by Lundy Law for over 70 years. Lundy Law has been fighting for injured people. If you need them, remember the name Lundy Law, your injury lawyers. Visit LundyLaw.com. That's LundyLaw.com. Where do you want to fit yours in here? You want to go first or last?
I'll save it for the end.
All right. So then we're going to
Save
start
the best
out,
for last.
We're going to start out in Detroit, where there was a game going on between the Tigers and Orioles, 2 teams named after animals. Fitting for what occurred, because we had the rare but always entertaining animal delay. A squirrel delays the game by multiple minutes. The whole grounds crew needed to come out, and a great call by Jason Benetti on it.
And the squirrel is in the corner, and the squirrel is still eluding an entire horde of grounds crew members. And the squirrel's free once again. Hemmed in? No, I won't be hemmed in. I have freedom on my mind. Trying to go between the legs, and eventually he gets away again.
He just kept on going, man.
He's great, Jason Benetti.
I think he really does a nice job.
He's fantastic. The other thing that was amazing was some players tried helping.
Yeah, Leody Tavares was trying to help.
And it made me think of the Phillies with the rain delay. Was it in Colorado?
Where they helped with the
Or
tarp?
they were playing the Rockies. Or no, because it was on the road. They were the road team. The Phillies were the road team. There was the crazy wind that struck.
Oh, and it was
remember?
blowing, yes.
The ground crew, they were falling underneath. They couldn't get it done. And then Shane Victorino was the first one, flying Hawaiian, sprints out of the dugout, and many other members of the Phillies went out and helped the road team ground crew. Like, that's a cool story. That's a cool moment.
Benetti is a real, like, sort of rising star.
Yeah, he's talented.
Really enjoy him.
Who was the team that had him and they let him go?
It was White Sox.
Yeah, bad
And he has
what?
He has an ailment. He has a physical ailment that he is a spokesperson for.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah, he's like a physical ailment he does commercials for.
I did not know that.
Yeah, I did not.
I love the call of the apart from the game, though. It'll always remind me of Kevin Harlan.
Oh,
The guy is drunk, but there he goes.
Yeah, so great one
that's
there.
always great.
Entertaining. The Orioles find the win, and MLB's main Twitter account tweeted out the Orioles squirrel away a win.
By the way,
in
to your
Detroit.
point, he was diagnosed with cerebral palsy.
He's got cerebral palsy
as a toddler.
And and it's fairly mild, but he speaks about the mild symptoms, and it can get worse. But
Yeah, he had surgeries, physical therapy, and a bunch of
he's
stuff.
he's
a
an
great story.
he's an inspiration to people that are out there. So.
Absolutely.
Now, do you guys know the name Bill Oliver? Are you familiar with that person?
Bill Oliver. I am
sounds like
not.
anybody that you could meet on a given
Sounds
night.
like a character on a soap.
I don't know why you would know him, because he is a member of the Legislative Assembly of New Brunswick, Canada.
Yeah, of course.
Now, normally we don't talk politics here on the show, but this is something
Especially Canadian politics.
that had to be mentioned. He was giving a speech. He had some time in front of the floor there at the Legislative Assembly. He might have gotten caught for something that high school and college students have been caught for a lot recently. ChatGPT.
Citizens often develop expectations that exceed the powers actually granted to those offices. Here's a more natural flowing version of that section that reads like a legislative speech rather than a series of short points.
Oh, my
no.
God. Dude, you can't screw that up.
You can't
How
do
does that happen?
You can't do that.
Proofread it for 5 seconds, brother. I thought you were going to play the guy that farted.
Well, no, that happened. Yeah, that happened. Yes.
last week.
That happened last week.
Dude, you can't do that.
No.
Oh, God.
That's really bad.
That makes you think of Dick Johnson when he was doing Dick Johnson. Jesus, Dick Stockton.
Johnson.
Dick Stockton.
Dick Stockton.
When Dick Stockton was doing the whole, coming up next, it's the halftime show. Read from left to right, and it's like, man, that's sad because he was getting old.
I have some good audio for you. I could get it to Connor.
Any better than Dick Johnson?
Yes, there used to be these two guys called the Two Live Stews.
Okay.
That did radio. They did radio on the network for a while for ESPN. They were really bad with live reads.
Oh, okay.
And they did like Kroger. And on the live read for Kroger, the notes, it would say, feel free to embellish what
Right.
And he's doing the read for Kroger, and he's like, you got to go to Kroger and take advantage of the great deals. Feel free to embellish about what. Yeah. And he just reads it.
I'm just wondering how long we go until we get a Nick Sirianni press conference where he accidentally reads the
By the way, we get one
part.
tomorrow.
Yes, we do. 9:30
on the show, so you don't want to miss it.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
It'll be 10 o'clock.
Hey, no. We got them last year.
No, that man is never on time.
We got them quite a bit last year.
So we got something on football coaches, and then we'll get to yours, Andy. Matt Nagy. If you're not familiar with where he is now, because I completely forgot, he was the offensive coordinator of the Giants. And as we get closer to training camp starting, videos are coming out from the preparations previously this offseason. So this is from a meeting in April where he was talking to the offensive players and staff about what they want to do this year.
A few things offensively you're going to hear us talk about over and over and over. Physical, tough, smart, and detailed.
All important things. But, of course, things get turned into those anagrams for what you're going to use.
Physical, smart.
No, PTSD.
Oh, no.
is what that goes out to.
I thought he was doing a Nick Sirianni press conference. Tough together, details.
Did you see John Harbaugh's first speech to the team?
Yeah, it was weird.
God, it was awkward.
It was weird. I saw it.
I'll never forget.
I'm with the New York Giants, and they were like, all right.
I'll never forget when
anything.
Dan Quinn, one of the reasons Dan Quinn grew to hate me, Dan Quinn came out the very first meeting to the team, like the year after the Super Bowl. And he's like, guys, I'll tell you, I'm so excited for this year. I've never been more woke for a season. And I let off the show. I let off the show that day, and I'm like, Coach, that's not what woke means. That's not what woke means, Coach. And I'm like, Dan, you're trying to be cool. You're trying
kids.
to be. Hey, I've never been more woke for a season, guys.
Yeah,
and we ran that.
Oh, sure.
We ran that every day to where they asked us to stop running it.
The Giants are going with PTSD this year. So
PTSD.
We'll see how that
Guess
goes.
what? They've had that for a decade.
And then, Andrew, you got your highlight that you want to play?
Last thing. An old friend of mine by the name of Jack sent me audio. I did not realize that one of our Sunday League games last year was being broadcasted on Game Changer. The Game Changer app is the thing that you can watch if the dad can't make it to the Little League game, somebody has the phone propped up and it's being broadcasted.
Tell me this is you and not me.
I did not realize that we had one of our games broadcasted with play-by-play.
What?
Oh, no.
Go ahead, Connor. Connor doesn't even know the audio. Sean saved it in the folder. So go ahead, Connor.
So the final line on Connor Thomas, it was not pretty. 2 2/3, 10 hits, 11 runs, 5 walks, 2 strikeouts, 3 home runs.
You're an idiot.
I didn't know they were broadcasting our games last year, Connor.
Dude, I saw that on the MLB Network at the bar last night that Connor Thomas was pitching for the Braves. And I got excited until I saw this.
That was a rough outing for you last year, man. Stop shaking me
Connor,
off.
when I introduced,
I don't like the changeup.
When I introduced you to Alex Anthopoulos, he was very impressed. He goes, yeah, I can see him, but probably played a little ball.
Maybe he got me confused with the actual professional baseball.
Now he screwed up.
Yeah.
I've never given up a run in Major League Baseball. So you decide who's better.
He's never signing another Connor Thomas, I'll tell you that.
That's it. All right, coming up next, Tuesdays with Amy. Amy Fadul will be in studio. By the way, YouTube, I love you guys. Unfortunately, I can't read any of the comments because I accidentally called Dick Stockton Dick Johnson.
Dick Johnson.
Every name that you could think of that's a play off of certain words is being spammed in the YouTube chat right now.
Yes. That's awesome. YouTube knows what they're doing.
Like Hugh Janus. Like,
Let's hit the break.
but a lot worse ones that are funnier that I can't say.
They're awesome.
All right, coming up next, Amy in studio with us. We'll ask her how she balances the Eagles and Sixers this year. Good luck. And as a member of the TV side of the media, Johnny,
Yes.
she'll try to explain to us why so many people are surprised that LeBron came here. It is Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Wheeler and Duran struggle. I'm Connor Thomas, and the Phillies dropped a tough one last night in Miami as Joan Duran blew his second save of the season. Phils were up 7-5 heading into the bottom of the ninth, and Duran allowed 3 runs to take the loss. Zach Wheeler also had an uncharacteristically bad night. He allowed 5 earned over just 3 innings worth of work. JT Realmuto, who was behind the plate for both of those guys, talked about the weird day.
Being able to pick Zach up like that after all the times that he's picked us up in the last 7 years, that would have been nice to do, but it was a weird game that they got to 2 of our very best pitchers. That's just kind of when you got to tip your cap to that lineup over there.
Game 2 in Miami's tonight at 6:40 p.m. Aaron Nola faces off against Sandy Alcantara in the pitching matchup. The trade deadline in Major League Baseball is on Monday, and the Phillies, well, they certainly got stuff they need to work on. The Eagles report to training camp today. They'll have their first practice tomorrow. Believe it or not, we're just a couple weekends away from their first preseason game. Football season's here, Philly. And LeBron James is here, too. He's still a Sixer. No, you didn't dream it. We'll keep you updated on any further roster moves as the team fills out the squad around the King. Shams Charania reporting yesterday that LeBron is expected to play a good amount of point guard in his time with the Sixers. We'll talk to Amy Fadul about that coming up next. She's with us for the rest of the show. Tony Jones of The Athletic joins us at 9:05 talking a bunch of LeBron. This update is brought to you by the New Jersey Department of Health. Public health works behind the scenes, building a healthier future for everyone. One mission working for you. Learn more at nj.gov/health. I'm Connor Thomas on the home of the Sixers, Flyers, and Union. 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
More of Kincade and Salciunas coming your way now.
And because it's a Tuesday morning, not only do you have more of Kincade and Salciunas, you now have, once again, Amy Fadul. Amy, LeBron James is a Philadelphia 76er. Your thoughts?
First of all, I can't believe it. I still can't believe it. I can't stop smiling because it doesn't feel real. But my thoughts are amazing. I believe it's on here about a week ago, and we were talking about it. I think I was optimistic at like 20 to 25%.
Yeah.
I thought that was an optimistic ratio right there. I was telling the guys, Sean and Austin back there before I came on, we have to track. So like in case somebody gets fired or, retired, you have these like pieces that you have
Or if someone
ready
dies.
to go. Yes. We call them all, they're all called obit pieces because it's the end of something, right? Retirement.
Somebody died.
Yes.
It's
Right.
the truth.
You have to keep them, so you have them ready to go. Here's a retrospective of somebody. We had a big long one for Ben Simmons when that finally came to fruition. So like when things happen, and I tracked this piece written by two of our associate producers about a week and a half ago. And in the lines are saying like things like now LeBron James is a Sixer. Like it's hilarious. Like the whole time I'm reading it, I tried not to have like a smirk in my voice because I thought, well, okay.
Sure.
Well, when the Miami Heat thing happened, Dylan McKinnon, who's our digital content coordinator, he put out on social media like, "Hey, I have things prepared too."
Yeah.
Just in case.
And I think I wrote that too. I was like, do not. They're like, oh, but they picked a day. I was like, yeah, because they needed filler. When you fill these things out, you have to put certain things. So you need to be able to ready to drop it, ready to go. So that the Miami thing didn't really faze me because we have all been in things where you have to like be able to be ready to go. Like, okay, here's a press conference.
At a moment's notice.
Yeah.
But like just saying those words a week and a half ago, surreal. Like LeBron, and it ends with LeBron James is now a Sixer. Like and I just was like, okay. At the end of it, I was like, okay, well that has a 20% chance of making. And people in the newsroom were like, try 5. I'm like, yeah, because that's where we're at.
Yeah.
The longer it dragged, but the more I thought about it, the longer it dragged, the more sense that I got that it might have been Philadelphia because he didn't need to do research for Cleveland. He didn't need to do research for Miami. He
That
didn't have
was
to
my
talk
thing
to Eric Spoelstra.
Last
right?
week when you were out, Johnny, it's when I have my best take.
You saved your. Well, you're going to start on Monday.
It's going to be amazing, apparently.
Start on Monday. It's going to be a great show.
I was saying last week, like, look, the fact that Philly's still being mentioned is a big deal because Miami being mentioned, no surprise. Cleveland being mentioned, no surprise. Philadelphia being mentioned, it was strictly for one reason and one reason only.
Yep.
Basketball. It wasn't because of the city. I love us,
it's
but
great.
it wasn't, LA is one thing, Miami's a thing, Cleveland was home. Like, it was just because of basketball. And I know Sean Brace had a moment last week. I love you, Sean. Sean felt like we were being used at one point. Like, I feel like we're being used just for traction and just for clicks and for media purposes. And ultimately, he picked here because for a basketball reason, it made the most sense.
Yeah, we talked about that before. It does make the most sense, and it's one of the things. And I remember, John, you asked me like, how does where do you see him fitting in? And of course, the quick answer is like wherever the hell he wants. But really, when you think about it, what they needed was a power forward that can score and that can facilitate. He is the best passing forward in the history of the game.
Yeah.
Now, some people will argue Larry Bird, and I will give you that argument. Let's have that argument because that's where he is. He's at that level as far as the passing and the court vision and the wherewithal and the basketball IQ that he brings to any team. He makes every single team better. He always has. He makes every player around him better. So it was interesting that we were having those conversations because basketball-wise, it made the most sense. The roster makes the most sense for him. Miami made no sense at all except for the fact that it's Miami and it's lovely. It's a lovely place to go home to in December, but it doesn't make any basketball sense. There's two players there.
Take me behind the scenes. It's Friday. It happens. You guys got on the air within.
We were on at 1.
She was here till 10.
Okay. You were here till 10.
I was here till
so
10.
Take me through the timeline of what happened.
Here's how my day was. So I get back from here. I get back around 10:30 at my house. Shawnee was doing I was at my 11-year-old doing a baseball clinic, a pitching clinic. And so I had to go pick him up. I get there a little bit early. I didn't want to be the parent to hover around, so I get back in my car.
Such a good parent.
You know what I mean? You don't want to be the people like,
God, I love that.
What's going on over there? I can't help
Love
that. That's
that.
a professional guy
Love
over
it.
there. So I get back in my car, and I look down because I didn't have my phone with me when I got out. And I look down, and one of our supervising producers, Mike Getty, is calling me. So I pick up the phone. We call him Getty. Hey, Getty, what's up? And he says, Sixers signed LeBron. I dropped the phone. I had to pick it back up. Now he's on speaker. And I was like, I'm sorry. You're kidding. And he was like, no, I'm serious. I said, did we check? So first thing I always said, did we check?
Yeah.
Was it Chams Charania?
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. Was it Shans?
Exactly.
Yeah. So was the I and L in Charania? So he said, no, it's confirmed. LeBron's released a statement. How quickly can you get in? I was like, well, I'm picking up Sean. There's another small human at my house that I need to go ahead and make sure I have coverage for. He's like, can you get in by 1? I can get in by 1. He's like, all right, we can scramble. We'll run your piece, which is the piece I tracked. It's like 5.5 minutes long. I was like, okay, we're golden. So I get home. Sean is golfing. He's like, do you need me to stay home? I was like, no, we got this covered. So I call a friend of ours, our neighbor who lives around the corner, and I said, can my kids come to your house for an hour? I need my kids. And she was like, sure.
Because Uncle LeBron's coming to town.
And she was like, she literally didn't even ask why. That's
wonderful.
Casey Devlin, shout out.
Great neighbors.
She was like, of course. And so I was like, all right. So I rush, quickest shower ever. I get everybody out the door, 12:15. I drop them off at her house, and I'm in at 12:58 and ready to go. And
you said by 1, you'd be there.
There we go. We were there, walked in, and then we did from 1 to 2. I did the hour long.
You walked in at 12:58?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
That's why she's a professional.
And then we go on, and then 1 to 2, we were on live, talking about it, showing tweets, running the piece. And then I was on with Bill on Unfiltered at 3. I was on NBC 10 at 4:30, and then we did the live special at 6:30.
And this is just signing.
That's awesome.
Let alone what it will be like opening night, like his first game, press conference.
Yeah, the press conference, it's funny because there's people that don't remember the Andrew Bynum press conference.
Oh, it was a big deal, man.
It was in Independence Hall.
Yeah,
it was a huge deal. And that was
a big
Andrew
deal.
Bynum.
Yeah.
Because it was the first big free agent that the Sixers had signed in a long while.
Yeah.
Really going back to like Elton Brand. It had been that long as far as a free agent, a guy that had come in. He had a great year the year before the Lakers. Never played a single minute of basketball again. Remarkable for the Sixers. But do you do something like that? Like you have to roll. Do you get the art museum involved? Like at what level is this?
You're going to have AI is going to be there. Dr. J is going to be there. They're going to pull out all the stops for a press conference.
A press conference.
They should.
This is
should.
And do they announce them together? Because we haven't had a Jaylen Brown.
No, you know
you
why?
have to do it separately, right?
I think we talked about this yesterday.
But you don't want to lose the luster because we're still very excited about Jaylen Brown.
With
I don't
all
want
due
him
respect
to
to
seem like
Jaylen Brown, Jaylen Brown is the Nick Sirianni role in the Howie and Nick press conferences, where LeBron James would be asked 15 questions.
You can't have them together.
And then every once in a while, it would be like, hey, by the way, Nick.
Okay, now Boston media would tell you that's going to bother the hell out of Jaylen Brown.
Then he gets his own flowers.
And he gets his own. I think that.
I don't think they'll do it together. Yeah,
I think it has to be his own because Jaylen Brown likes that stuff.
He should. He came here to have his own team, and it still will be his team. But he has the king in
But
town.
Jaylen Brown wanted LeBron here reportedly.
Yeah.
So that's
he said according to Shams Charania,
I thought
he
that was
called
a
Rich
really,
Paul right
really
away.
telling thing that Shams had that LeBron had talked to because this was a huge recruiting process. We all remember this, right? We would voice memos and stuff like that. So LeBron then takes it, obviously, the vetting process, the next step, and he talks to Tyrese, who he already knows. Obviously, they have the good relationship. He talks to Joel, which I think is a really big piece because people are like, well, what's Joel going to think? He hasn't said anything. So there's so much more that goes on behind the scenes that we never know about. And it was interesting that he talked to Nick Nurse. That was obviously very important. And I thought about it. I was like, well, he didn't talk to anybody else. I'm like, well, he doesn't have to talk to Eric Spoelstra. He knows who Eric Spoelstra is. That one.
Pat Riley.
Right.
But
he knows them.
He knows Mike Gansey. So I think that relationship has obviously been very good. And I think there's a good relationship still with John Beilein, the coach that Gansey had.
From Michigan?
Yes, from Michigan.
Right.
But also was at West Virginia when Gansey was there.
Sure.
So that's a very good relationship. I think that they still
There was a lot of
farm out.
connections with the Sixers. And that's why I want to play this for you, Amy. We reacted to it back in the 6 o'clock hour. I don't understand the confusion. Like, there is confusion. And it's not just from we're about to play Brian Windhorst. Brian Windhorst has talked to people. Shams has reported that there are executives across basketball stunned by the decision that LeBron James came to Philadelphia. And I don't understand the confusion. This was windy yesterday.
It truly is out of this world that LeBron James would join the Philadelphia 76ers. He would say, I don't care about money. I don't care about family. I'm not even sure how much the city of Philadelphia mattered that much because I think he's going to live a big chunk of the season in New York. This is a wild set of circumstances, and this is why, the league is trying to come to grapple with it. And I know what fans feel and that we are sort of a voice of those fans now saying, well, can they win? Like, yeah, of course, look at this talent. Sure, they can win, but it's so outrageous. It's so, and I say this not being critical. It's a ridiculous situation. It's a historic one-off.
So,
I mean, calling it ridiculous sounds critical to me. My first thought is like, it makes too much basketball sense. I get it.
That's all that matters.
I get
in my
it.
opinion.
But how are they so surprised that this man is? He had said when you opt out of that contract, you've already said that says right there, I don't care about money. Because if you cared about money, you would have stayed in LA with a decent roster, been third or anywhere from 3 to 5 in the West,
gone $50+ million,
right? And you would have lived in La La Land. Great, perfect. So when he opted out, you thought, all right, money's already off the table. Now he wants to get into the best situation in order to win another championship. He wants that feeling again. So then you start looking around the league and see where that fits. And that's where like teams like random like Minnesota came up, and I thought, no.
Like, where's that out of? Yeah,
gross.
Basketball-wise, I thought it made sense.
But basketball,
He
you're
wasn't
thinking like
going to Minnesota.
But basketball, you're looking, well, that's a decent roster. You're looking at places have a decent roster and missing like one piece. Like when the Bucks signed Drew Holiday, he was absolutely 100% a missing piece. It's going to lead you to a championship. Help the Celtics get there. Help the Bucks get there. There's no doubt about it. So you're looking at rosters. The Celtics certainly would come to mind. He wasn't going to fit there, but that would come to mind. They didn't have room for him. I guess you would make room, but so you started looking around, and then for the shock of it, and we can be shocked because we're shocked not because it doesn't make any sense. We're shocked because no one ever picks us.
Well, which isn't
incredible.
Which isn't true though, because Harper and Saquon Barkley.
But we're not used to that. We're still not used to that.
But like, just enjoy it. Enjoy that he's here. The people that are still complaining, I don't get it.
I know. I see it on social media. People reach out to me and be like, I don't think it's going to work. And I'm like, first of all, just enjoy it.
Yeah.
Puff your chest out. This is a good
exciting.
day. It's a good day.
Our team is the talk of the town, and
In
for
a good way.
Good
In a
reasons.
good way.
Right, talk of the world.
Talk of the
honestly,
world.
talk of the world. You're right.
I mean, it's been all over. I mean, it was in yesterday. It was in 3 consecutive blocks on SportsCenter.
Yeah, it's the number one story.
Yeah, it was stunning because people just thought, well, the Sixers, they just got worked by the Knicks. That's not a team that's going to do anything, even with LeBron. I think that's like the outside thought. And it reminds me of, and this is going to be a weird parallel, so follow along. Remember when they first introduced Gritty, and we were all like, what the hell is that?
Yes.
And then everybody else said, what the hell is that? We're like, no, that's ours.
Yeah, you're not allowed to say
So this
that.
is like, we can be stunned because we're in it. You can't be stunned because we're actually really good now.
Yeah,
so don't be mad.
Like, to me, it just comes down to basketball. Like, look.
Don't be mad.
If you were surprised because you're saying, why would this 41-year-old who's about to finish his career pick Philadelphia instead of living in Miami, okay, because we're not in that realm. We're not in that world. If it's about winning a championship, it's so easy to realize why he picked Philadelphia, and that's my confusion is the confusion of everybody else's. Like, I don't get it.
That's it.
I don't get it at all.
It seems so simple when you put it like that.
Yes.
You look at Miami and you think, yeah, they have Giannis. Yeah, they have Bam. And
then who?
And his kid's going to school in New York, which appears to
just
be
has the one.
story. But she's going to go to school in New York.
Right.
Appears to be the story is that
I don't care if she goes to school on the moon.
Is that appears to be the story as far as like where will they live, what will they do, will he helicopter, what's he going to do?
I will buy him his own Amtrak train. He can go back and forth.
You got that kind of money?
No, but I will. If I ask everybody for $1, we'll get there.
We might be able to make it happen.
Look at Amy.
That's
we'll
good
get there.
work by you, Amy.
No, don't you appreciate when I gave you the pitch about like, hey, so much nicer here? You should look at living here. It's lovely here.
It is lovely. Great golf courses.
Loves golf.
Real quick before we get back to the Davis Honda text line, awesome tweet from Sixers Nation yesterday. And if you read the replies, you would actually laugh a couple of times. Pretend today is May 10th and reply to this tweet. I know we just got swept by the Knicks, but I think we could honestly just draft a stud like LeBaron Feinlein Jr., trade Paul George and a couple of picks for Jaylen Brown, sign Anthony Simons, and then sign LeBron James.
And there are other moves than that, too.
And the great thing is people are replying it the way they should. Like, you don't know basketball.
It's ridiculous. There's no way that's going to happen.
Stop, get some help.
See,
like,
that's good engagement right there.
And D. Wade.
Yeah. Oh, and D Wade that everybody cares about. All right, what do we got on the text line there, Connor? And then we also have to update you on the poll of the day. So I'm curious to get Amy's answer on it.
Incredible.
What do we got?
So we have a bunch of people checking in on the LeBron James conversation. This texter says, very excited for the Sixers this year, but it's all about health, especially Embiid. Sharing the ball and health are the only concerns for me this year. It's championship or bust. The city of Philadelphia sports teams now go Eagles, Sixers, Flyers, Phillies for me.
Wow.
I don't think that is going to be uncommon for people.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Eagles, Sixers. Well, I don't think I don't think
it's
the
still
Flyers
Eagles,
are ready to move
I think
up.
it's Eagles, Phillies right now, but maybe at the end.
I think the Phillies are right now just leaving a bad taste in people's mouths.
Well, let's ask Amy the
That's a
poll of
rough
the
one.
day.
Yep.
Which is brought to us by Dr. Avidan Appel and Team at Iron Mountain Men's Health. It's strong. Strong poll this
It
morning.
is.
Connor, read the question, and before you give us the percentages, I'm curious to hear Amy's answer.
With the trade deadline less than a week away, is your feeling on what the Phillies should do based more on the team's performance this year or trying to finish the job after the past 4 seasons of contention? 2 options, this year's performance or finishing the job.
Finishing the job.
That's where I go.
Yeah.
And the amazing thing is, so does 60% of our audience.
Yeah.
So
61%.
we all realize that this team isn't really deserving of going all in on.
Yeah.
But because of how the last 4 years have ended, you're saying, man, I don't want to look back at this era and say they missed out on a World Series.
Now, what word did you use?
Failure. It's a failure if this team doesn't win a World Series.
I can't use failure.
From 2022 to whenever they blow this up.
Yeah, failure seems so finite to me. Disappointing,
for a
I
team
will
that-
say.
For a team that went to the World Series and a team that went to the NLCS and a team that won multiple division titles and everything, nah, I can't say.
Capital F. I'll say
I cannot say
Yeah,
failure.
two F words, bleeping failure.
Yeah,
can't.
I don't
If
think
they
I can
don't-
say
if they
that
don't
far,
win.
but I do. Finishing the job is number one. It's so wild too because there's so much that can change. Look, like 2 weeks ago, the Red Sox were dead in the water, probably going to be sellers. Then they rattled off 16 straight wins or something crazy.
Yeah.
And now you're less than a week away from the deadline. It was a week ago yesterday. How much things have shifted. Now there's so many more buyers on the market now because of how much things have shifted in the last 2 weeks. That's problematic for the teams that were always going to be buyers, like the Phillies. They were always going to be buyers.
Yeah, but you know what? I look at the Phillies as buyers the last couple of off seasons because all they do is spend money,
Yeah.
and yet they don't win anything. And I will look back at this as a failure if they don't win a World Series because the second you get to the World Series in 2022, when that was unexpected, when that wasn't the year they were supposed to do it,
Yeah.
and they did not win, and that was fine. They lost to a dynasty. Ever since then, that's been the bar, and they have not gotten back to that bar because the furthest they've gone was the National League Championship Series where they had a horrible, horrible collapse. And that will always be the most painful thing for me. 2023 will always be the most painful season.
Oh, it was the worst. That was terrible.
Always.
2023 is second to me only to losing to the Bucks in the NFC title game for the Eagles. The only loss that
You had
comes
a
close
lead,
to
man.
that. God, it was terrible.
Brandon Pfaadt.
And the same people coming up small
Yeah,
over and
over
over
again.
Yep.
All right, coming up next, we'll get more of your reaction, all our topics, but also, do the Sixers have a chance of winning the East? Apparently not. Apparently the East is going to be really hard and the Sixers stink. Someone is saying that this roster isn't that good.
Someone's on drugs.
Everyone has an opinion, Amy. It's Kincade and Salciunas. Amy with us, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
A missed opportunity in Miami. I'm Connor Thomas. The Phillies dropped the tough one last night in Miami as Joan Duran blew just his second save of the season. The Phils were up 7-5 heading into the bottom of the ninth, and Duran allowed 3 runs to take the loss. Zach Wheeler had a bad night, too. He allowed 5 earned over 3 innings worth of work. He talked about his performance and the uncharacteristically tough night for him after the game.
It's one of those games, one of those days. All just wasn't coming out like I wanted to. Body wasn't looking like I wanted it to. So, I was trying to get through it. Some games I can. Just today I couldn't.
And the Phillies haven't been able to get through many games lately. They'll get another chance tonight. Game 2 in Miami's tonight at 6:40 p.m. Aaron Nola faces Sandy Alcantara. The trade deadline is Monday in Major League Baseball, and the Phils, they got work to do. The Eagles, they have work to do starting tomorrow. Today, they report to training camp. They'll have their first practice tomorrow. Just a couple of weekends away from their first preseason game. And LeBron James is still a Sixer. We'll keep you updated on any further roster moves as the team fills out the squad around the King. Shams Charania reporting yesterday the expectations for LeBron to play a good amount of point guard for the Sixers. Amy Fadul in studio with us for the rest of the show. We'll be talking plenty of Sixers with her and with Tony Jones, who covers the team for The Athletic. He joins us at 9:05. This update is brought to you by the New Jersey Department of Health. Public health works behind the scenes, building a healthier future for everyone. One mission working for you. Learn more at nj.gov/health. I'm Connor Thomas for the home of the Sixers, Flyers, and Union. 97.5 The Fanatic and The Fanatic app.
John Connor, Kincade Salciunas, Philly Sports Talk, 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
It is 8:30 here on Kincade Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic. It is a Tuesday morning. Amy Fadul in studio with us for the rest of the show. Coming up at 9:05, Tony Jones of The Athletic, our man, will be joining the show. If you remember, it was the day after the Jaylen Brown trade happened. His article dropped of the Sixers have interest in LeBron James. And I have to apologize to him because I was on with you guys the next morning, if you remember, live from Brigantine, New Jersey.
Briggy.
And I said, wow, well, with all due respect to Tony Jones, I think I could write that article for like 17 different teams.
This is true.
Because I would imagine a lot of teams had interest in LeBron James. But that was the beginning, and we kind of had fun with it early on, and then it got more serious, and then it was, all right, is this actually happening? And then, boom. It happened. LeBron James is a member of the Philadelphia 76ers, but
so much fun.
That doesn't mean they're good enough, John.
So much fun.
Maxey, Edgecombe, Embiid, LeBron, this guy named Jaylen Brown, Anthony Simons, Dean
Brown.
Wade, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. Yeah, the roster stinks. It's not good. They're not going to win anything this year. So why are we even having a good time with this? Why are we even celebrating that LeBron James picked us? Michael Wilbon on ESPN yesterday. Pardon the interruption, which I will continue to say, pardon the interruption, the greatest ahead of its time sports talk show ever.
Okay, is it still?
I still think it hits, yeah. I think they do a great job.
I think it hits.
I got to tell you, I think it has slid.
I don't.
Time. Yesterday slid terribly.
The 2-minute segments.
Yesterday slid terribly.
In an era where we can't keep our attention for more than 2 minutes.
I got you. Yesterday slid terribly.
They were well ahead of their time with that idea of a show.
No, they were.
But this was Michael Wilbon yesterday talking about the Philadelphia 76ers.
I mean, minutes after we talked about the West being loaded and how you got to avoid the West and you want to move out the West has two teams, Oklahoma City and San Antonio. The West has nothing after those two teams. The East has it all. In no uncertain order after New York and Philly, although that's my order, New York and Philly. Cleveland, Boston, Detroit, Atlanta, Orlando, Miami, Toronto, which got better if they ultimately get Kawhi Leonard. Charlotte, which I think is better. Indy, which could get Halliburton back, and they just went to something called Game 7 of the Finals. The East is loaded. And Tony, let me just mention this real quickly. When LeBron went to Miami, and they were going to win not 5, not 6, not 7, he went with Dwayne Wade. And ain't none of these dudes on Philly Dwayne Wade. And Chris Bosh, Hall of Famers all. They each played 76 games that first year, and they couldn't win. They won the next year, but they couldn't win the first year. LeBron was in the absolute physical prime of his career or anybody else's. They could not win that year with those three dudes playing every game. It's hard. They're not going to win this year. I don't even think they can take the Knicks this year.
So we shouldn't even play the season. Because they're not going to win.
I don't think I heard that, and I was waiting for you guys here, and then they replayed it overnight on the overnights because I saw it go down. I'm going, how does he what is he talking about?
Here's the one thing I'll agree with him.
Okay, anybody telling me, well, they can't take down the Knicks.
He named the Hawks, Pacers.
Yes, he named a lot of teams.
The Hornets
and
the Hornets.
Come on, man. I agree with him with the amount of games thing, right? Like because we've now that was 2010.
How many games did LeBron play last year? I know
60 games last year.
60 games. That's in the regular season.
But he's talking about in terms of everybody together. They're not going to play 60 games together. They might play 30 games together. They might play 40. That's the one thing that I will agree with everything that Michael Wilbon just said.
Play 30 games together in the postseason.
Yeah. And by the way, he says there's two teams in the West. Yeah, two teams that are really, really, really good, but
the Nuggets called and said we're still pretty good.
The Western Conference is like the 7th seed is better than the Eastern Conference's 4th seed.
Jokic still plays for the Nuggets, so he's not including them. So it's just the Thunder and the Spurs, and everybody else is an also ran. Like the Nuggets are still a very, very good team.
Yes, they are.
Let's just be honest. When he started naming, he literally named. I can't believe he didn't throw the Magic in there. Why not? I mean,
he did. He eventually threw Orlando
stop
in
it.
there.
That's not serious. That's not a serious
He just
sentence.
started rattling off teams, and I'm saying
those are.
He brought up Indiana, and he's going.
And they were in Game 7
they were in
2
Game
years
7.
ago.
Yeah, Tyrese Halliburton. He might not be the same player. Who knows?
They tanked the season in order to get the lottery pick, and it did not pay off for them.
Yeah. It did not.
Yeah, so
they wanted that top 5 pick. They didn't get it.
There are a lot of people. And look, we play Wilbon because he said it, and so
Yeah.
we played it. There are a lot of people out there, including here in Philadelphia, because they just don't like LeBron James for whatever reason, that are also thinking it's not going to work out. And I can't imagine going about life as a Sixers fan with that attitude. I can't imagine as an NBA reporter, analyst, whatever you want to call Michael Wilbon, or anybody that has those opinions about the Sixers. You could say, hey, it's going to be difficult. It's not going to work right away. We talked about it earlier. Don't be surprised if they're like 3-3 to start the season, because one guy might have a shot and go, I'm not going to take it because I already got mine tonight. I'm going to give it to somebody else. And then eventually they'll gel. You just wait till December. The month of December, I imagine they're going to be clicking, and it's going to be a really fun freaking month.
See, December is a good one. I do feel like once the calendar year turns,
that's what I
everything turns.
Suggested earlier.
I feel like the first, we always kind of look at the season as in quarters. So the first, 20-something games, next 20-something, 20, and then 20. I feel like that's one of those things that if you get 40 games in, that's when you're thinking, all right, you should be looking at something.
Yeah.
Should be looking at something. And that's going to be like right around that Christmas time type of vibe. Also, whatever the max number of national TV games they could take from us, they're going to take. I think it's 17, but they're going to take all their lot.
Which is amazing.
Yeah.
Usually it's like 11 or 12, and now it's like, no. We're going to take all of it. But don't worry, we will still bring you a majority of it.
Damn right you will.
But it's just interesting to me. You start thinking about, it's an interesting way to look at life if your first thought process is not, hey, well, this could be a lot of fun, or let's see how it's going to work. If your first thought process is not going to work, that says a lot about how you look at different things in your life, because I think that that's a negative outlook. It's hard for me to even comprehend that. I don't have that mindset. I know people. I have people in my family that are that way. Like, it's probably just not going to work out. I'm like, really? Like, you don't even know yet. You haven't even tried it.
It's not even
happened yet. But they project, and the projection is based on, obviously your own bias that you bring in. You can look at other places it hasn't worked for whatever example you're using, and I think Wilbon used that. He's like, well, when he was at his height, he still didn't win 7 titles or anything crazy with the Heat. Yeah, but they were very, very, very good.
Yes, they were.
And
they did win.
And I love that he loves Chris Bosh at that level. But Sixers have Joel Embiid, who is absolutely 100% better than Chris Bosh.
Yeah, it's just about the availability. That's what it's going to come down to.
Play 45 games. Be available for the playoffs.
Yep, that's all we're asking. All right, what do we have on the text line, Connor? Davis on the text line. Feel the Davis difference. Check him out in Burlington. You can text the show 610-632-0975. Why is there so much confusion as to why LeBron James picked the Sixers? How are you going to balance the Sixers with the Eagles this season? And our Phillies topic that I'm really interested in getting more answers on. Are you basing your opinion on the trade deadline because of what the Phillies have done in 2026 or what the Phillies have not done the previous 4 seasons, and that's not win a World Series? What do we got?
Steve checks in from Berlin, New Jersey, and he thinks that Mike Yancey might be bad for business for Dave Dombrowski. The Phillies fired Dave Dombrowski. Why not? It worked wonders for the Sixers when they did it with Daryl Morey.
Look, I don't know why. And we say that he's a mouthpiece for Dave Dombrowski, but guys like Bob Nightingale are saying, he's the safest guy in the organization. I can't believe that to be true. I really can't believe that to be true.
Why would he say it if it wasn't?
No, I get it. It must be. He must be hearing something. But I can't look at what the Phillies have not accomplished.
Yeah.
Don't give me. Well, we've won 90 games the last couple of years. Okay. Once you do that, you set another bar, and
I think
you've
that's
not
it.
reached it. They've not gone out of the first round of the playoffs since 2023.
I think that's it. It's not the fact they haven't had the regular season success. We appreciate that. That's all fun, and we're all enjoying it during the time. But you do have a sense of all right, what are you going to do next? What is the next step? How do you get to the next step? And there haven't been any of those kind of moves that led you to believe that they're making those decisions that are going to lead to more success.
No, and look, I get it. He got
Instead of
hurt.
the same success.
So I'm sorry that he got hurt, but Adolis Garcia was just another. We're gonna try this one. Max Kepler.
Yeah.
We're gonna try this one. We're gonna keep on. Whit Merrifield. We're gonna try this one. The last couple of seasons,
those were all like platoons.
It's
too.
all right. Let's see if this guy turns his career around. Really? So we're the rehab facility.
Yeah.
Let's see if these guys turn their lives around. No. Get people that are ready to go.
Because
they get back to what they're supposed to be.
Because they don't have the ability to shop in the aisle of the premium stuff.
They have the ability. They have the money.
They don't. Yeah, but you don't. But other teams don't want money. Other teams want prospects.
Oh, no, I meant like during
No, I'm
free
saying
agency.
They don't have the guys, though, to be able to go do it. And they're spending a ton of money.
Yes, they are.
They've spent a fortune.
Yeah, that's the one thing. I mean, you can criticize the Phillies a lot.
You can't criticize John Middleton for
They've
the money
absolutely been
spent.
like, if you need it, we will find it. Whatever it is. Brad Keller, great. How much is it going to cost? Here's your money. Whatever you can do to bring in whomever. The unfortunate thing is, as you mentioned, there's been a couple of guys that just have not absolutely. I mean, now it's repeated. Absolutely not panned out. There's still nothing powerful in that outfield.
No, nothing. All right, real quick question for you guys. I need somebody to explain this to me. Don't give me that's today's NBA.
He can play 1 through 5. That's what's brilliant. I'm just kidding.
Why is it Dembona posting videos of him on Instagram working on his 3-point shooting?
Spacing.
Stop it.
Anyone?
Don't entertain that. I had to bow my head.
I just saw it.
I just
saw it on social media. Why is it Dembona? Why is his off-season programming shooting threes?
Well, Skip Bayless had LeBron as like the 8th option to take the last shot for the Sixers, so maybe Bona's like, I'm ahead of him on that list.
I mean, Max Kellerman did say if aliens were about to zap the Earth and he needed one man to save planet Earth, he would have Andre Iguodala shoot the 3. So maybe somebody believes that Dembona's that. Yo, dude, I need you to work on learning how to play basketball, not shooting threes.
I get that it's today's NBA. Maybe he just wants to post it. Like, remember when Furkan was posting stuff where he was like these monster dunks?
Yeah, he lit the rim on fire.
I love that video so much.
I hated that video. I hate him.
But I think, it's for the interest. There's nothing wrong with working on your game. Andre Drummond became a 3-point shooter in his mind here in Philadelphia.
Was not bad.
The man had shot like 1 3 in his entire career, it felt like.
It wasn't that bad.
He really wasn't. But he worked on it. It was like, hey, listen, if I want to stick around, I have to be able to spot down a 3. So there you go with Dembona.
Dembona, I need you to spot a rebound and grab it with your hands and hold on to it. And then give the ball up as quickly as possible. Remember
Jalen.
He went coast to coast last year?
Yes.
And like to coast meant he missed on the other end.
Looked like a deer.
He could run with the crew.
Looked like a young deer.
He can run with them.
All right, coming up next. Obviously, we've been talking really mainly Sixers and some Phillies today, but today is day 1 of training camp.
That's right. Come on through, everyone.
Dave Zangaro is already telling us who's going to make the team and who's going to get cut. We go through the roster projection next on day 1 of training camp for the Birds. It's Kincade Salciunas, Amy in studio, 97.5 The Fanatic.
My friends at Dan White & Associates, and I've been telling you about them for a long time here on Kincade Salciunas. They've been in business for around 4 decades, and what do? Well, they specialize in retirement and financial planning. So, if you've got plans for your retirement, you want to make sure that the plans that you've got are on the right track. They can help that. They can stress test that retirement plan and see if you're going to have the income that's going to allow you to live the retirement plan that you want to live. Plus, they take a different approach than most advisors by educating clients on retirement planning. And they're going to help you create that income in the retirement that's going to allow you to have certainty in your financial future. Plus, if you're younger, and you just want to be able to find out about, hey, how do we're going to be able to buy that new house, be able to pay for our kids' college education. They can help you with all that, too. They have educational seminars they host throughout Pennsylvania, Delaware, and Maryland, and they got offices in Glen Mills, Middletown, and Lewis, Delaware. And they offer complimentary no-risk consultations. Dan White & Associates, they are the best, and they are going to take great care of you, I promise. And I know Ricky Bowe is going to be telling you about them even after I leave. So make sure. DanWhiteandAssociates.com. Check them out on the web. Attend one of their seminars and tell them that John Kincade sent you.
Hall of Fame sports writer
YouTube. What timing for that promo to come out of break with. Austin Jones, our YouTube producer here for Kincade and Salciunas, has been doing a great job decorating the studio the last couple of days with everything LeBron James, Photoshop things where he's wearing Sixers jerseys. But now he's adding more. One of our great listeners, If Bayless, who I don't know If Bayless. I don't know their background. They could be in college right now getting a master's degree in AI and the way that they're using AI to their advantage.
Austin suggested this morning that If Bayless might be a woman.
So, well, no, you said guy, and then Austin goes, well, we don't know. It could be a woman. He didn't say, I think it's a woman.
No, he did. He suggested it could be a woman.
Could be, yeah.
And I said, no, I do not believe. I believe If Bayless is a dude.
Yes, I agree.
I think he's dude humor.
So over to my left, we now have two AI LeBron James photos.
Yes.
I will describe them to you if you're just listening to the old-fashioned radio. It is LeBron James
Going
wearing,
left to right on your radio now.
Yeah. It is LeBron James wearing like a Sixers warm-up shirt, running the Rocky Steps with Sixers fans all around him. As he's running up the Rocky Steps, he is drinking a Rita's Water Ice. So that's the one issue with AI.
Yeah.
We're
my thoughts on AI.
We're drinking a Rita's Water Ice, but he also has a cheesesteak in his other hand.
Can we move the unfiltered football?
And then underneath that photo.
Because the unfiltered football needs to be moved.
Next to, or underneath the other one.
Yeah, this is what I said should happen.
I caught them on my feet.
Oh, very good.
This is what I said should happen.
LeBron James ringing the Liberty Bell.
I do not let you do that.
Why not?
No, I said if you sign LeBron James, it gets there.
I said sign the Declaration of Independence.
And I said let's ring that bell.
You're not doing any of that stuff.
I don't see why we shouldn't do that. I mean, they literally named it LeBron James Day last week.
Yes.
And I tweeted at Governor Shapiro. I said, if you're really serious, you'll do what we suggested on the show.
Maybe he replaces Billy Penn at the top.
Plus, I think that'd be fun. That'd be fun. A Sixers jersey on Billy Penn would be fun.
Yeah.
Those guys back
Coach
then
used to
loved
get this
Kings.
stuff done all the time.
Good one, Connor.
What?
That was a good one.
They did.
All right.
I know my histories.
All right. Dave Zangaro.
You're going to start rapping, Hamilton to us?
Yeah, why
Never
not?
saw it.
What?
Dave
Wait a minute.
I haven't either. No interest.
Oh.
Wait a minute. Well, wait a minute. Okay.
You'd like it.
Okay,
I'm sure I would.
you would really like it.
Yeah,
you
I'll
would
watch
really
it
like
in
it.
10 years.
I can tell you. Wow, that's terrible.
That's how I did Game of Thrones. I watched it 10 years too late.
My gosh.
Oh, I'll get there. Connor, you and I we'll have a date night and we'll watch Hamilton.
I'm so in.
Sounds good?
Yeah.
All right. Dave Zangaro has his pre-training camp 53-man roster projection. Andy Dalton does not make the team, according to Dave Zangaro.
Yeah.
I disagree with that one.
I was on with him. We did Bird's Huddle yesterday, and we kind of went, line item by line item. And his thought process was, if they keep 4, it could be to use Dalton as a trade situation.
There's an injury, there's something like that.
It's amazing. You read this roster; they have such a random cut list of like guys that actually have performed in the National Football League at some point, maybe for a year. Running backs, he has Dameon Pierce not making the team.
He likes him. Yeah.
Yeah, you have Barkley, Bigsby, and Shipley does so much for you on special teams. It's no surprise.
Okay.
Carson Steele, another guy that had a couple of weeks with Kansas City. Wide receivers, he has Elijah Moore, another guy that's had an NFL career. Like Elijah Moore's had an NFL career. He has him missing the team. Same with Britton Covey. I'd be okay with that.
He has 6 guys as the receivers. It's a numbers game. I mean, you really have to look at it because you could only have so many. You still have to come up with 53.
And by the way, your 6 guys are Devontae Smith, yes. Mekhi Lemon, yes. Dontavian Wicks, yes. Hollywood Brown, Darius Cooper, and Johnny Wilson.
Yeah. I think there's some thought that there's some similarities between the last 2, so maybe you could move up. But I think to have more at that position than not. I mean, Britton Covey obviously does some stuff for you. Otherwise, maybe you can try to do what you've done before.
You can punt return and run straight into a wall of people and look like he's going to get killed.
At one point didn't he lead the league in punt returns?
Yeah,
average. Yeah,
he did, but he would run right into people.
Sure would.
And
abandon.
I would always be afraid of his life.
Yeah, you could always try to play the game of practice squad call up type of vibe, but you never really know.
Grant Calcaterra on the way out.
Yeah, I think injuries are going to hurt.
That's about time.
He's been around. Yeah, that's the thing. It's about
some of these guys. Some of these are about time.
Yeah, they bring in Munt. I think that they like him more for the blocking purposes on that one.
Offensive line cut list. Michael Jordan. LeBron James never got cut from an NFL roster, Connor.
That's absolutely true.
Does
Michael Jordan,
does that add to your reason why LeBron's the GOAT?
cut from his high school basketball team, now the Eagles? Like, this guy can't be.
Not the
Get
GOAT.
By the way, you do know the story on that one, too. You know the Hall of Fame night?
Yes.
He went after the coach that cut him.
Oh, did he?
In the
He
speech.
actually didn't cut him. It was like a
He made
thing.
JV.
But he went after
Yes.
him. But he went after him in his
Yeah.
speech, in his Hall of Fame.
Yeah, man.
It was
that's
such a
that
disgusting
That was
thing to
always
do.
his motivation to be great.
Such a disgusting
As long
thing
as he
to do.
doesn't hold a grudge.
Now
I mean,
this
seriously.
this one's interesting.
Destroy the man.
At cornerback. They liked Mac McWilliams a lot last
Yes.
year. They have him. He has him on the out, and Jacorian Bennett. Is he going to be the second cornerback?
Yeah, I think that they really were disappointed in
Yeah,
everything
that
they
thing
saw with
will.
that. But yeah, I think, corner, they're corner top three. That's the best trio cornerback
God
in
bless you.
NFL.
Sorry.
There's not even a question in that one. The question for me, safeties, we talked about pretty extensively yesterday.
Okay.
But I feel like corners.
They got a great roster. I'm fired up for this season. I'm very excited for this season.
I'm excited for you.
Training camp starts today, man.
You lucky bastards.
If not for
What's
LeBron James, we're talking about this team
Well,
ad
that's the thing,
nauseum right
because
now.
there are some things like the safety battle is interesting because Makuba's done. You know that's going. They hope Epps is going to be the guy, but then you're wondering if there's a move to be made. That's where you would think that they would make it. They would trade or sign. I think that's the one. There aren't a lot of like training camp battles that you're like. The most interesting thing is what this offense is going to look like. You've seen glimpses with the motion under center. What that's going to look like. I think that's really what you're really looking at this point.
I mean, your
but-
training camp battles, to your point, it's the depth guys.
Yeah.
It's the fifth wide receiver. It's the, swing tackle, that kind of stuff. Like it's really depth pieces. It's not Jahad Campbell versus Nakobe Dean, right? Like it's not that was much of a battle because you knew it was going to be Dean before he got hurt.
Right.
There's really not much. Like there's not the juicy storyline is the wait and see. Unfortunately,
It's the offense, see what everybody looks like in the offense, see if the offensive line is 100% happy, see if Marcus Epps is the guy they want him to be, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
When was the last
What do you
time?
have in receivers?
When was the last time we had an important position battle for the Eagles?
I mean, I think like you've had some in the secondary, but
There's been some of the second corner has been a discussion a couple times.
I feel like you've had some secondary.
Safety.
Yeah.
Even that, it's just like the defense is so good. Like,
It's almost like it makes up for it. Even if you have
Yeah.
like slightly above average safeties, you have the best cornerback trio. And
Yeah, no, it's been like wide
NFL.
receiver 3.
Yeah.
Like, does Johnny Wilson make the team? Like those have been the battles. You're right, Connor, and that's why they've been such a good baseball team or football team, not baseball team.
Yeah, we're not know about good baseball
That was a
teams.
fun loss yesterday.
Isn't that nice?
All right, coming up next, Tony Jones. He was on the LeBron James watch from the beginning. The second Jaylen Brown signed here or was traded here, he put out the article. Sixers interest in LeBron James. And here we are weeks later.
It's amazing.
Being able to say that LeBron James is indeed a Sixer.
James.
We'll talk to Tony Jones about the entire process. Wow, Ray Dunn is in studio too.
Ray looks like a Game of Thrones person.
King Ray.
He really does. It looks perfect.
Tony Jones joins us next here on The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
the Phillies' struggles continue. I'm Connor Thomas, and the Phillies dropped a tough one last night in Miami. Joan Duran blew his second save of the season. Phils are up 7-5 heading into the bottom of the ninth inning, and Duran allowed 3 runs to take the loss. Zach Wheeler had a bad night, too. He allowed 5 earned over 3 innings worth of work. JT Realmuto caught both of those guys, and he was slightly perplexed after the game about how the Marlins got to 2 of the Phillies' best arms.
Being able to pick Zach up like that after all the times that he's picked us up in the last 7 years, that would have been nice to do, but it was a weird game that they got to 2 of our very best pitchers. That's just kind of one you got to tip your cap to that lineup over there.
Game 2 in Miami tonight at 6:40 p.m. Aaron Nola on the mound against Sandy Alcantara. The trade deadline in Major League Baseball is Monday. Phils, hey, get to work. The Eagles, they're getting to work tomorrow, but they report to training camp today. So tomorrow's their first practice. Nick Sirianni will have his opening press conference of spring training camp, I should say. And we're just a couple weekends away from the first preseason game. A lot of big stuff happening in Philly, including LeBron James still being a Sixer. We'll keep you updated on any further roster moves as the team fills out the squad around the King. Shams Charania reporting yesterday that he's expected to see a lot of time at point guard this year. Tony Jones of The Athletic joins us next to talk about that. This update is brought to you by our friends over at Staples. It's the most wonderful time of the year at Staples. They've got back-to-school supplies as low as 25 cents up to 40% off select tech and more at staples.com/back-to-school. Staples, that was easy. 640. I'm Connor Thomas on the home of the Sixers, Flyers, and Union. 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
Colin
balance them, and balance is really attention. Let's think about this. This is an Eagles town. We know it. All right, it's a sports town, but it's an Eagles town. We could talk about the Eagles on April 7th, and there will be reaction because the Eagles are the biggest team in town. But LeBron James is bigger than the Eagles. I'm just going to say something, might be a little controversial. LeBron James, his presence is bigger than the Philadelphia Eagles. Monday morning after an Eagles game, it's going to be Eagles Day. But if the Sixers have a big Monday night win against the Lakers, LeBron's old team, do you think Tuesday morning is just going to be carryover from the Eagles game Sunday? Absolutely not.
No,
it's going to be, did you see what LeBron did last night?
The Sixers are going to push their way into the conversation. And that's a beautiful thing.
It's fantastic.
I mean, it's a beautiful thing because the more people have to talk about, more importantly, the more we have to be happy about. I've been home for a lot of them. There have been a lot of crappy winners.
Oh, yeah. This helps.
This is going to be, what's the Dragon Show?
Game of Thrones.
Dragon Show. Was it Winter is coming?
Yes.
I think the big fall is coming.
Now back to the show.
Yeah, that's what we've been talking about. It's going to be a lot of fun this upcoming season for the Philadelphia 76ers, and we're trying to figure out just how you will balance your life. Amy, we haven't gotten your thought on it. It's a Tuesday with Amy. Amy Fadul in studio with us. Phillies on the table as well. Training camp starts today. You start looking around, you're like, oh, wait, and the Flyers, they made the playoffs for the first time in 6 years. So I now have Flyers attention, Sixers attention, Eagles attention, and hopefully deep into October.
Correct.
Unlikely. Phillies attention. But at least I know in the month of September, I'm going to be balancing Phillies and Eagles. And then come October, there is a chance that you're balancing all four.
Bring it.
That would be wild.
That would be insane.
Because the Flyers are starting in September this year.
Yeah.
Like the last day of September, I
Yeah.
believe they start, which is great.
Yeah, and then the NBA, it's usually late October. But what if
It's usually like the 20s. in that
So,
range.
like, there is a chance. Not saying the Phillies are going that far. There's a chance where we have the sports equinox in Philadelphia.
It reminds me, there was that one year, I think it was 2022. Flyers had their home opener. There was a friendly, like Mexico played a friendly at the link.
Oh, it was
and
2023 NLCS, and
That's right, NLCS.
I didn't
Is that
get
where
there.
you had to park all the way like you had to go
I didn't get
5
there
miles
until the
away?
fifth inning.
Every single parking space in South Philadelphia was occupied.
I was so upset because I bought the tickets for me and my dad. It was a special gift from me to him. It was a lot of money, and we didn't get there till the fifth inning. Now, fortunately, it was only like 2-1.
Right.
And then the Phillies scored.
Yeah, you saw all
10
the good action. Yeah.
runs, and like I was there for the party, great day, and then I thought the Phillies were going to win in like 5 or 6, and so did Garrett Stubbs. Then he made the jump in the pool comment,
Yeah,
and then
the stupid ass
and then the Phillies lost that series,
God,
and
it
that's
pisses
why
me
if they
off
don't win a
still.
World Series in this era, it is a
That's why
capital
you're
F
mad.
failure. Period.
But that's that kind of, to go back to your point of joy, Andrew, I'm going to bring you back to joy.
Thanks,
That's
Amy.
good times. That's good times when everything's rolling at the same time.
Yes.
It's good times.
And hopefully we will have more good times this season, this
Some
year.
overlap in October.
It would be
That'd be
nice.
fun.
Yeah, that would be
Overlap in
fun.
October's good.
All right.
Enjoy it, guys.
We will, John.
I'll be
We will.
watching.
I'll check in with you.
I'll be watching.
All right, joining us now here on Kincade and Salciunas. It is a Tuesday, so Amy Fadul in studio with us. This man has been joining us ever since the start of last season, and we had fun talking to him last season. It's going to be even more fun talking to him this season. That includes Jaylen Brown and LeBron James. Tony Jones from The Athletic. Tony, I got to know, I know you got some sway in the NBA. Did you say, hey, Athletic, I'm going to go back to Philadelphia to cover the Sixers because I know that Jaylen Brown's going to eventually go there, and same with LeBron James? I mean, you played your cards well there.
It's really, really funny because I got a text from one of the higher ups at the company when, and this is when Jaylen Brown got traded, and it just said, "Glad you're in Philly." And so, there's got to be tenfold right now that LeBron is here. So it's been a crazy offseason, probably as crazy an offseason as I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's something that John and I were talking about the other day. Like, have you ever seen a front office completely change everything? There's a great tweet from a Twitter account, Sixers Nation. They put it out there yesterday saying, pretend it's May 10th and respond to this tweet. Hey, I know they just got swept by the Knicks, but I think the Sixers could, trade Paul George for Jaylen Brown and sign LeBron James and draft LeBaron Philon Jr. and get Anthony Simons. What do you guys think? And everybody played off it so well. But seriously, Tony, like in your years covering the NBA, have you ever seen a front office make a team go from, oh, man, they might need to blow it up to, oh, man, they are championship contenders in a matter of 2 months?
If this were May 10th, the only part of that tweet that I would have thought would be realistic is the LeBaron Philon Jr. part of it. Just because they had the number 22 pick of the NBA draft. And even then, I would have been like, well, Philon should be gone by pick 15, so it's probably going to be Koa Pete. It's one of the biggest examples of a front office making lemonade out of lemons that I've ever seen. And for them, the confluence of the events, them being able to trade for Jaylen Brown, them being able to get LeBron James, but you also have to look at the moves that were made on the margins as well, because those have been knocked out of the park as well. The Anthony Simons trade the Anthony Simons signing was a steal.
Yeah.
Everybody thought that he was going to Miami, and the Sixers stole him. And, they wrapped up Dean Wade. We thought they were going to get Dean Wade just because of Ganzi's relationship with him. We thought they were going to get Dean Wade. They wrapped that up relatively quickly in free agency. And then when they went out and got Simons, but then, trading for Jaylen Brown, and we were like, oh my goodness, they have something there. And I texted one of my sources, like really randomly the night they traded Jaylen Brown, are the Sixers in on LeBron? And two of my sources came back and said, yes, they have, contacted LeBron James's representation and given them an intent of, putting their hat in the ring. And that's, where that report came from the night that they traded for Jaylen Brown. So it's just been, a crazy confluence of events. And if they end up winning a championship, this offseason is probably worthy of a book.
Yeah.
It is, Tony, when you look at what they've done and you look at how this works. Yesterday we asked Shaquille O'Neal. It appears all the different pieces. How does Joel Embiid work in this picture? Considering how Joel Embiid prefers to play, has played in the past, how does he fit with the new LeBron-look Sixers?
For me, I think that the biggest thing with Joel is getting his body as ready as possible for the postseason. I don't know that this team needs Joel Embiid in the regular season at all. Like, I think that, obviously this is not going to happen, but I think Joel Embiid can play 0 games in the regular season and this team still win 50 games. But I do think that this team needs Joel Embiid to win a championship. And more than anything, the Sixers need to do everything in their power that they can to make Joel Embiid a 16-game player this season. So, in terms of fit, I think that, a lot is going to be on Nick Nurse to get Joel Embiid involved. A lot is going to be on LeBron to get Joel Embiid involved. A lot is going to be on Tyrese Maxey as well to make him comfortable, to get him to a place, where he's going to be comfortable, sharing usage and touches and shots with, 3 other, alpha offensive players. I think that, I know a lot has been talked about, the one ball thing. I think that with Jaylen Brown and Tyrese Maxey, they're going to get their touches, even if by osmosis. Is this going to happen for them? I think that, the two guys that, they have to figure out the most is probably going to be Joel Embiid and VJ Etchcom, because with VJ Etchcom, you want the balancing act of him obviously fitting in with the remainder of the starting lineup, but also, staying on this development track, that he has that clearly says that he can be a star in this league.
Yeah, you don't want him to take a step back after all the progress you saw last year. It's a good problem to have. He was such a sponge when it came to VJ was, learning from both Tyrese Maxey and Paul George. He was really vocal about that. So you wonder how much he's going to learn at the next level now with LeBron. But I want to go back to 2 things you said, because I think you hit the nail on the head. One, I contend that Tyrese Maxey, VJ Edgecombe, and Jaylen Brown win you 45 games, just the 3 of them alone. Now you add in anybody else, and you're at a really good threshold. But 2, I think that it's a good problem to have, all this talent. The funny thing is that sometimes there's people that just get overwhelmed by that. You have fans on the outside, Tony, I know you've been seeing it on social media too, like, yeah, but there's only one ball, and what are they going to do? And Nick Nurse does. These are good problems to have. But I thought it was interesting that Shams had the report that LeBron reached out to Nick Nurse. They spoke. How important do you think that was in the decision process? Because I think Gansey obviously was a huge reason. Jaylen Brown was a huge reason. But also the coach has to be a reason to come here, because he would have chosen Miami knowing what he had in Eric Spoelstra. He chose the Sixers not having played for Nick Nurse, but obviously going on his reputation alone.
The one thing about Nick Nurse that I think that is overlooked is, that I think he's he has experience with a roster like this. Mm-hmm. It's not a perfect apples to apples, comparison, But that 2019 Toronto roster that won a championship has aged extremely well. That starting five was, prime level Kyle Lowry, Fred VanVleet, Pascal Siakam, Kawhi Leonard, and Marcus Gasol. And, obviously Gasol is out of the league, but look at what Fred VanVleet and Pascal Siakam have done in the 7 years since that championship. They've both become, all-star level players. And we know that Kawhi, is a Hall of Fame level player, one of the era-defining level players. And we know how good that Kyle Lowry has been as a point guard. So Nick Nurse, has experience with, a team, starting five, a roster that has a lot of personalities, a lot of different personalities, a lot of mercurial personalities, especially if you get to know Kyle Lowry, especially if you get to know somebody like a Fred VanVleet as well. There were a lot of alphas on that Toronto team. I think that, in the locker room, I think that Kawhi being, as quiet as he is, I think that helped as well. But Nick Nurse has experience with the star-studded roster like this. So, I think that will help this team, this specific roster going into the season. And I think that Nick will figure out how to best utilize this roster on the floor.
Tony Jones covers the Sixers for The Athletic, joining us here on Kincade and Salciunas. It's a Tuesday with Amy Fadul in the studio. Tony, we've talked about this a couple of times. Johnny and I have. We did it again today with Amy. Going back a few weeks ago, we had Dave McMenamin on, who is a local guy who's been covering the Lakers the last couple of years, kind of following LeBron around. And I asked him, look, you know this area. Does LeBron James truly realize what he's walking into from a crazed sports town that is Philadelphia? You were raised in this area. You were also born in Akron, so there's a little LeBron connection for you. Does LeBron James realize the differences? Not that LA is a bad fan base, but the differences between the Lakers fan base and the Philadelphia fan base.
LeBron is a historian of the game. That's one of the more impressive parts of, watching, him mature and become what he is as a human being. He's a historian of the game, so I know that he's going to be walking into this with his eyes open. And, I think he knows the history of the fan base, the history of what he's walking to in terms of what the franchise has gone through. And, he knew it with Cleveland. That's why, when he won a championship in 2016 in Cleveland, he screamed, the famous words, "Cleveland, this is for you," because that fan base had been starved for a championship for a long time. And, it's the same thing here. I mean, this franchise hasn't won a championship since 1983. It hasn't gotten to the NBA Finals since 2001. It hasn't gotten to the conference finals in the Joel Embiid era. So there's a lot to shoot for if you're LeBron James. And I think that he knows the upside of what the signing is in terms of how he would be embraced if this goes well, and this team makes a deep run in the playoffs, and this team goes and has success. And I think that he knows what the floor is if this goes badly. So I think that, it's funny because I saw a tweet, I responded to one of the, oh my God, Nick Nurse has his work cut out for him. There's only one ball tweets that I saw yesterday. And, my response was, yeah, this is a team, this starting five down to the 21-year-old, those are mature adults. Those are all adults in the room. And, two of those guys haven't won anything. One of those guys is about to retire in 2 years. And another one of those guys just got chased out of Boston because they thought he wasn't good enough. I don't think that this group is going to have a problem checking its ego at the door. So I expect that this team is going to be really bought into trying to do something great.
Tony, quickly, who is the player, if the Sixers were to find a way to win a championship, that has to be the most important Sixer of them all? Over the course of an entire season, playoffs and everything, which guy on the roster?
That's easy for me. It's Tyrese Maxey, because I think that he's going to be the one that's going to be tasked with the most with balancing his own offense, between balancing the offense and the needs of the remainder of the roster. And this is his team on the interior. This is his team definitively in the locker room. And I think that everybody on this roster is going to approach the season that way. So for me, if this team wins a championship, I think that Tyrese Maxey is going to have to be the most important cog in that machine.
Awesome.
All right, Tony. We
Thanks,
appreciate
Tony.
the time, man. Look, great. You picked a great time to come back over to Philadelphia. I'm happy for you.
It's definitely a great time.
Thanks, Tony.
A little bit of a different speed covering the Sixers with LeBron James than it was the Utah Jazz. Just a little bit different.
All respect to Lowry marketing.
Damn right. Tony, thanks, man. We
Thanks,
appreciate
Tony.
the time.
Well said.
Appreciate you guys.
There he is, Tony Jones. Join us here on Kincade Salciunas. Yeah, a little bit like the Jazz have some pieces that you'll be intrigued by.
Olivia was going to Jazz games for $3.
Yeah, a little bit different. Just
on that ticket app, like on the day of games.
Just a little bit of a different speed.
Seriously, $3.
All right, Connor, what do we got?
We're going to be going to any Sixers games for $300.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit of a different price. What do we got on the Davis Honda text line, Mr. Thomas?
Seth in Philly wants to check in on the only one ball conversation with the LeBron James move. To the there's only one ball topic, it's not that people are wondering how it will work. They just don't want it to work because they're hating on the Sixers from the outside in. We're the ugly guy with the hot girlfriend, throw the ball up.
Yeah, you know what's a shame? There are definitely people that are Sixers fans that hate LeBron James so much that they will root for this to fail so that they could be right.
Yes.
And I hate that.
And they're waiting.
No.
Yes.
No Sixers fan is rooting for them to lose.
There's
no Sixers fan.
John?
You're not a Sixers fan.
Well, yes.
No,
to
there's
your
not.
point, correct.
There's not.
You can't identify as a Sixers fan.
You can't be a Sixers fan if you're
But
rooting
there's
for them
people
to
that
lose.
say they are, and they're waiting in the wings to be like, "Told you,
Told you
so.
it was wrong."
They're like screenshotting all the tweets.
Oh,
they're
of course. They're
it's
just waiting.
It's a
there will
strange
be
way
people,
to be.
I bet you that there is at least one.
Strange way to be.
You know who I'm talking to. There's at least one Sixers fan that if they win a championship, they will either not recognize it or they'll put a star next to it or something. And
Stuff like that is so
Say
nonsensical.
what? Say what?
You only won because it was LeBron. Yeah.
How about this team? How about this team was completely built before LeBron got here?
Yeah.
That's another thing.
Like
they were a good basketball team before LeBron
team
James.
The odds were still very good for them to
Right.
But we
challenge
wouldn't
the
have
Knicks.
gotten Contavious Caldwell-Pope.
Well, they did.
KCP.
All right, we got
By
KCP.
the way, he was golfing a
That
really
was great.
Nice,
I loved
nice
it.
track. Real
Yeah.
nice track in Atlanta.
Damn right he was. All right, coming up next. So you just asked Tony a question.
Yes.
We were going to do that next segment.
I had to hear Tony's answer
because
I think we're going to get 3 different answers.
Well, 4.
That's one. I think 3.
All 4.
No, but I think 3 different names will come up.
All right. Do you want to go order of importance, 1 through 5?
It's got to be. Yeah, but it's got to be I want to get the number 1. Then we can do that.
All right.
But I want the number 1.
Number 1, but we'll also do 2 through 5. Level of importance for the Sixers this season. We will all give our answers coming up next. Also, we may have a special guest in studio. We'll let you know. Kincade Salciunas, Amy with us, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Durant blows the second save of the year. I'm Connor Thomas, and the Phillies dropped a tough one last night in Miami. Juwan Durant blowing his second save on the season. Phils are up 7-5 heading into the bottom of the ninth, and then Durant allowed 3 runs to take the loss. Zach Wheeler put the Phils behind the 8 ball early. Rough night for him. He allowed 5 earned over just 3 innings worth of work. He talked about his performance after the game.
It's one of those games, one of those days. All just wasn't coming out like I wanted to. Body wasn't moving like I wanted it to. So, I was trying to get through some games I can. Just today I couldn't.
Game 2 in Miami tonight at 6:40. Aaron Nola on the mound against Sandy Alcantara. The trade deadline is on Monday. The last chance for the Phils to make some moves to try and improve this roster. The Eagles report to training camp today. They'll have their first practice tomorrow. Nick Sirianni will meet with the media. We're rolling right into football season, folks. Just a couple of weekends away from their first preseason game. LeBron James, he's still a Sixer, and we'll keep you updated on any further roster moves as the team fills out the squad around King James. Shams Charania reporting yesterday that LeBron expected to play a good amount of point guard for the 76ers this year. We just talked to Tony Jones about that. You can listen to that full interview on our YouTube page on 97.5 The Fanatic.
The final hour of Kincade Salciunas is presented to you by The Bagster. It's a dumpster in a bag. You can get yours today at Home Depot and Lowe's. You need details? Go to Bagster.com.
It is 9:30 here on Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic. John Kincade, Connor Thomas, you both missed just a wild way to say something during a commercial break.
Who was the wordsmith? You or Amy?
Sean Rodman.
Oh,
The
Sean
furry.
Rodman
The
was.
furry came in here.
Well, the convention's coming up.
It's right around the corner. So Sean comes in here, and we're shooting the breeze. And
About football season, college football
yeah,
season.
and I said to him, I was like, are you going to the Temple Penn State game? Because he's a Temple Owl, and I will be
He
attending
is.
the game. You will unfortunately be out
will be
of the
at,
country because
Yeah,
this
I
is
will,
a country
I will
of
be
Philadelphia.
missing that game.
It's a country.
And he goes, no, I won't be. I have an engagement party to go to.
And we're like, oh, I don't even know that we asked who. I think it just came up.
No, he said it. He
Yeah.
said, my landlord's.
My landlord's daughter.
No, he just said my landlord.
What is the date of that
Yeah.
game, by the way?
September 12th. It's a Saturday.
So it's the 12th.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but it was the
He just said my
landlord's.
landlord. And I go, you're going to your landlord's engagement party? Well, it's my sister's best friend. I go, why didn't you lead with my
Like,
sister's
who
best
says
friend?
that? Like that's weird.
Maybe she's a better landlord than she is a friend.
Maybe.
Well, and he just doesn't want to make her mad by not going to her engagement party, and so she doesn't raise his rent.
Smart move.
Like,
But,
That's just such a
Andrew and I
weird-
looked at each other and we're like, I don't even know who my last landlord was.
like, you know my best friend, Jimmy, best man for my wedding. He's an accountant. He's not my personal accountant because he works for
But
one
you
of the
should
big
call him
buildings.
I have to go to my accountant's
I have to
wedding.
go to see my accountant. Oh, what's your accountant? Oh, my best friend, Jimmy. The guy
gotta
that
go
you
to my-
golf with.
Yeah.
And
I got to go to my accountant's wedding.
That's the
You do?
12th. I could be at. I could be watching the Phillies play the Braves in Atlanta.
You could be.
Because that game, the Phillies will be in town that weekend, so I'm sure I'll go see.
Yeah, because
Don
Georgia's going to be
Mattingly
playing the
that
School of the
weekend.
Blind that week.
Georgia
probably.
takes on Western Kentucky
Yeah,
that day.
Hey,
that's
I will not make
don't
the
knock
trip.
the Hilltoppers.
I will not make the trip to Athens
Minus
that day.
27.
Now, I can tell you what I will be doing, though. I will choose that day. I will be down on the flats watching Georgia Tech take on Tennessee.
Oh, how about that?
Georgia Tech, Tennessee on the flats in downtown. So I'll go to that and then maybe go see the Braves and the Phillies that night.
Okay.
So
Report
that'll be
back.
my day. That'll be my day, that thing. And that's the day before the Eagles opener.
Yes, September
So
13th.
Eagles on the commodes.
Okay. All right, so we had a homework assignment during the commercial break.
Yes.
It was to rank. We'll start with number one, but your
If
order
they're
of importance.
going to win, if the Eagles are, the Sixers are going to be a championship team. You tell me in order of importance over the entire, not just a playoff series, the entire season, entire playoffs, everything. Who has to be their most important player?
All right.
I thought we would get 3 different answers in this exercise. I wasn't counting Tony Jones being a part of it, but Tony cast his
You went
vote
with Maxey.
for Tyrese Maxey.
All right, you're the leader of the charge. What do we got?
Jaylen Brown.
All right. Explain.
I believe that Jaylen Brown is going to have to be the let's put it this way, the pivotal player, because it's still going to be, even though LeBron's here, it's going to be Jaylen Brown's team.
I have him 4th on my list.
That's incredible. It's Jaylen Brown's team. It's LeBron is the spirit animal, but it's Jaylen Brown's team.
I don't see that.
Okay, that's interesting. So go on.
I have
Who's your
LeBron number one. And the reason being, we went from talking about, hey, they're contenders for the East to, man, it's they got to win a championship.
Who's your
And
number one player?
here's why. They don't have a point guard still, unless it's him. Like, he's playing point forward.
Yes.
And I will continue to say what I've been saying about Tyrese Maxey. He is not a point guard. The reason why I was so excited about Jaylen Brown is because he could kind of run it, and Maxey can do his thing off ball. And I think that's why, to Tony Jones's point, Maxey's shooting and the spacing that he provides, but he gets the spacing because of who's got the ball. And the man that's got the ball is LeBron James, who can also guard all 5 positions, which is important, especially when Joel Embiid's on the court a lot of the time.
Tyrese Maxey's best shooting year, James Harden was the point guard.
Yep.
He's better off the ball. He's a combo guard in every true sense of the word, meaning you can use him as the point guard, and he does fine. We all know he has a great assist-to-turnover ratio. He's a very smart basketball player. This is like a 1 and 1A for me because I do think Tyrese Maxey is really important because you have to be able to free him up to facilitate and to
number
drive. Yeah. So, LeBron is my answer because of some of the similar things. He's going to draw so much attention He's going to draw so much of what you need. He is, and I will reiterate, and you can call in and you can text in or you can tweet me or whatever. He's the best passing forward in the history of basketball. Tony Jones mentioned something, and I think
I'm not going to argue that.
The other person who could come up with this, Larry Bird is the only one that could. To me, the way that he sees
passing forward, you're saying forward.
A passing forward.
There it is.
He's the best passing forward. He sees the game like no one else has seen it, in my opinion, certainly in the last 15 years. The way that he watches the game, the way that he studies the game. Tony Jones mentioned he's a history of basketball. He's a historian of his own games as well. The man can tell you what happened in a game 10 years ago. I don't know what I ate for breakfast 3 days ago, and I was there, and I probably made it. He is incredible at that. The way that he studies, I think that's going to, and the one thing that you can always say about LeBron, he made every single one of his teams better. They were better off having him on there. That is why I have him number one, because he will make everyone else better.
Connor?
LeBron James.
Wow, I can't believe
but
you
Maxi's
guys.
really close. It really is for me. It's 1 and 1A.
I have him 2 as well.
I have Embiid 3, Brown 4, VJ 5.
I have Maxey 2, LeBron 3.
Yeah, the only reason I have Jaylen Brown lower is because Joel Embiid, when playing at his height, is an unstoppable force. There is no one that plays like him. That was always the problem here, right? Who's the backup center? Who can get to replace Joel? The answer is no one.
Okay.
You can't.
Now here's where here's the curveball to the conversation that
right.
I did not tell you.
Keep my hands back.
What would have your answer been? And you got to be as honest as you can be. If LeBron was not part of the Sixers.
Joel Embiid would be number one because it's still going to be about whether or not he plays.
I would maybe have Maxey and then Embiid, but I would have Jaylen Brown third.
So you would have went Maxey, Embiid.
Yeah, that to me again, like
I would have gone Embiid Brown. I would have gone Embiid Brown.
Yeah, I still have.
You would have
Maxey
went Embiid Brown, Maxey.
Yeah,
see, it's crazy to me how the addition of I'm going to say this, and it's going to sound crazy. I believe if you're counting on LeBron to be the number one most important player on your team, you're not going to win.
Yeah, but I don't want to conflate most important player with the most important scorer.
And I didn't say scorer. I just said most important player.
I think he's the most important player because he's going to be the one that has the ball in his hands. He's going to be the one to pass the ball to everybody. He's going to be the one to space the floor. He's going to be the one to set the tone for every single player. You're not going to know where you are unless LeBron's running the point.
You're asking a 42-year-old to be the most important player on a championship team.
41.
41. Won't he be 42 by the time
December
they win?
30th.
Yeah, but
he'll
right
be
now,
42.
come on, he's
He
41.
played, he played 60 games last year,
No, I
33
got you.
minutes.
I got you.
He's never not averaged 20 points.
And I love the fact
he passes the ball at 7 assists.
And he's as unselfish as it comes.
But I
he
think
is
that's
as
what
unselfish
has to
as it
facilitate.
comes. He's amazing. I'm just saying, Connor, what would your answer have been Friday morning if LeBron had signed with Cleveland?
Maxey would have been one for me.
You would have went Maxey.
Yeah.
And then Embiid 2 because of the health thing.
That's what I go.
Jaylen Brown 3.
You realize now Embiid doesn't even come into the conversation?
I have Jaylen
Embiid
4.
comes in like 4.
I have him 3.
I have 3 ahead of Jaylen Brown, yeah.
You have him ahead of Jaylen Brown.
Yes, because I still think that if LeBron...
I think this is crazy talk.
LeBron James would have been higher.
I think it's crazy talk.
Embiid, I had Joel Embiid written down as number 1 originally.
Oh, my gosh.
But the reason why I moved him down to 3, and look, you can see the scribbles on my little sheet here. I scribbled it out because I do believe that if Joel Embiid is, like, let's say, comes out in November, he's done for the season for whatever reason. God forbid, don't want that to happen.
No.
I would imagine the Sixers could find a big man that can just be, like, the big man. Like, just play defense and don't be a complete negative like we have been dealing with the last couple of years with backup bigs because you have so much talent elsewhere. And that's why I moved him down to 3.
Yeah, that's why he's a 4 for me.
But he's still very important to this basketball team.
Do you guys all have VJ in the top 5?
I have him 5. Yeah,
I have him 5.
I did the starting 5.
I don't have him in the top 5.
Who do you have, Simons?
I have Contavious Caldwell-Pope.
Oh, you love KCP.
Well, listen, there's a guy.
There's a lot
reason.
there's a lot to like as far as for the role he plays.
There's a reason he's a 2-time NBA champ. And the Sixers have not had like that person on the bench that really anchors that unit consistently. They've had scorers that can't defend. They've had defenders that can't score. He's a guy that can do both. And I think that's going to be really important for they can split the starting 5 and have like 2 guys on the floor at any time. But that opportunity to deepen the bench is really important.
By the way, Daryl Morey's
yeah.
missing out on his dream right now, the buyout market.
Oh, yeah, he loves the
Because the Sixers now are actually buyout market people because they have
KCP.
LeBron James and they already got Kentavious Caldwell-Pope out of it. Daryl Morey was like, oh, people will join us.
They'll have to.
And they never did.
I like VJ
never did,
for
yes.
his defense because I feel like that's something that this team will struggle with at times.
LeBron wanted help defense. He's got VJ Edgecombe and Jaylen Brown.
Yeah, LeBron is not the defensive player that you want him to be, nor does he have to be. You have Jaylen Brown's a very good defensive player. VJ Edgecombe's a very good defensive player. You have Dean Wade, a very good defensive player coming off the bench. So I think that, but to me, that's why VJ, you have to have some defense out there with that starting five, so that's why I would put him at 5.
Yeah, it's a fair point. I'm not saying start Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. I would
Correct,
start
but
those.
you're saying he's important.
Yeah,
for the
because
other
I'm
stuff
so
he does.
tired of the Sixers bench unit being a reason that the starters get hung out to dry.
In their defense, because they need some. No, they don't. But there was never any real consistent with the bench because those guys are half the time they were starters.
Yeah,
because of injury.
Yeah,
He's like,
you're right.
Kelly Oubre, you're a starter. You're a bench guy. You're a starter. You're a bench guy. I don't know what you are. Come on through, Dominic Barlow.
Do you think Kelly Oubre's like, damn it?
I think it's an incredible exercise that we just did, though, because it's all over the map. Like, it's all over the map as far as how one guy changed everything and how perception is. I just think too much is being I think that's too much. I think LeBron has to be a complementary piece, not the most important piece.
Yeah, I think in the grand scheme of how the offense will work, he'll be a complementary piece. But in making it work, he is the forefront.
Yeah.
Maybe that's my explanation.
Okay. Yeah. No, it's great. Believe me, I love your opinion on it. I mean, I love hearing your opinion.
Yeah, but it is interesting how much he changes everybody's
It's amazing.
dynamic.
It's amazing.
Be a fun thing to talk
And your Embiid thing makes me go crazy.
Damn right. Well, I mean, it's my guy. Come on.
Oh, my gosh.
Coming up next, reminder of something really cool that you have the chance of going to this weekend. We'll tell you what it is coming up next. It'll be for tomorrow's show. Your chance to win an awesome trip this weekend. I'll hang out with you. I'll tell you what it is coming up next. But also, do you want your physique to look like Jalen Hurts? I feel like an infomercial. Do you want to look like Jalen Hurts?
That sounds like a DNA thing.
Austin Jones sent me his diet. Well,
Austin's diet or his?
No, Jalen Hurts' diet.
There you go.
And it isn't that hard, guys. You too can look like Jalen Hurts. We'll tell you how coming up next, but there is a reason why I can't trust him also in this. 97.5 The Fanatic.
The Saves.
debut on
was
the
at Peter
Preston
and
and Steve
Stan?
show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't even have your mic on.
You don't even know how to turn your microphone
mic doesn't
on.
even work. You're already so big time.
No.
Hold on.
Connor doesn't know
Connor's
what he's
fixing
doing.
it. He's
Connor's-
fixing it, maybe.
The producer back there.
There it is.
There we
I
go.
forgot
Yeah, but I
some
said, you
certain
know it's big
midday guy.
news when Preston and Steve even wants to talk about what's going on with the Sixers.
Correct.
Like, that's huge.
Look, I'm glad that you had your debut, and then you
I
came,
want a
and then you came
dateline
to
on
us
the
afterward.
Pac-Man machine, but we'll talk about that later.
I saw it down there. I should have stole it
It's
back.
amazing.
That's all
They
right.
just stole it.
We got mini melts now.
It's unbelievable.
All right, Bill. What's up? Hi.
Hey.
Thanks for coming.
How's everyone doing today?
Very crisp collar on that golf shirt. I love it.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I'm excited to be in here talking LeBron and all that, but I'm very excited to get to be on the air with you. I don't know if we'll ever be on the air again together, John.
Sure, sometime I'll have you on as a guest.
Yeah, but then you'll be a Braves fan. I'll be calling in to yell
won't
at
be
you about
having
it.
me as a Braves fan. I never was a Braves fan before. I won't be a Braves fan then.
You'll be rooting for the Atlanta Hawks.
Hey, he's got
I
Lou,
won't
he's got
be
Lou
rooting
Dort,
for the
bro.
Atlanta Hawks.
We got LeBron James, and he's got Lou Dort.
Yeah, go Falcons.
Hey, when I left the first time,
Kyle Pitts.
when I left the first time, every franchise gave me a 20 jersey with all the colleges, all the things gave me with 20 jersey. They've never been there in a sealed thing that maybe I told my daughter someday maybe my grandchild would want it.
Maybe.
I've never worn them. You'll never have a pic. I told Ricky Bell, $1,000 if you can get a picture of me doing that. Nope.
All right, make us a promise, though.
What's that?
When the Sixers win the title, you'll come back for the parade.
Oh, boy. You're breaking my heart with the Sixers.
I mean, you have to.
You're breaking my heart
You
with
have
the
to
Sixers.
make it up.
Believe me, it broke my heart to miss the Phillies parade. Was Georgia-Florida weekend, which I absolutely could not miss. The first Eagles parade I did miss, and you know how much I love that second one.
Yeah.
So
Well, you
I
were there
believe it.
for
I believe an Eagles parade, though. I'm going to say the unpopular thing. I believe an Eagles parade is more likely.
Interesting.
I do.
Ricky Bo's calling potentially 3 parades is what he's calling.
Wow.
For what? Where's the third?
He still thinks the Phillies. Well, maybe he's changed. As of last week, he still thinks the Phillies can win the
Yeah,
World
we'll see how
Series.
it
So no drug.
We'll see how he feels.
There's no
about
drug
it.
testing on unfiltered,
Yeah,
obviously.
I don't think so. I remember
sakes.
last year when Ricky was saying they could still win the World Series. I was like, I don't think they have a shot. He was like, at least I'm giving an opinion or something. I was like, so am I, dude. It's
Just because it's not that.
It's just the opposite. Like, that's still an opinion,
Bo.
man, that I don't think they win. All right, you kind of look like Jalen Hurts. You got the physique for it, Ricky. But for
Ricky.
I'm Bill,
Ricky,
but thanks.
Ricky, whatever your name is, Bill.
Bill.
But
He's literally right next to you.
It is funny, though. Ricky and I have become so close. He burned his hand the other day. I felt it.
You felt it. That's very good. It is good.
all right, you two can look like Jalen Hurts. You guys want to know what Jalen
Okay, I want
Hurts
to know
is?
what he eats.
His daily diet. He said this on a podcast. Like he was on
His
or
daily
whatever.
diet.
Fortune cookies.
This is his daily diet. Tons of water is where we start.
Well, that's a great thing to do.
Tons
you
of
got,
water.
You got to drink water all
Important
day.
metric right there.
2 protein shakes a day.
What do they consist of?
Yeah, I want to know what they consist of.
All
Protein.
kinds of protein and
That's
different.
very
Just if
good.
there's ground meat and eggs, done. Say
Okay,
less.
go on.
Lots of fruit.
Lots of fruit.
It's important, and that's good. Like we
No,
got-
for some people it's not.
Too much fruit might be overdoing
Yeah, too
it.
much
True.
might be not good.
all right.
Also, like, thanks for the numbers on these, Jalen.
Yeah, just lots
exactly.
of.
Too much fruit.
All right, breakfast: turkey, not turkey bacon, turkey.
like lunch meat turkey.
I don't know if it's lunch meat
Maybe
or
it's like
fresh
ground turkey or something.
But
It
it's
can't be. You don't
ground
want lunch
turkey.
meat.
Turkey.
You don't
It's
want
ground-
lunch meat
it's
if
ground
you're trying to
turkey
lose
for
weight.
sure.
Yeah.
eggs, turkey, bacon, and then potatoes or toast as the
Yeah.
as they call it.
Wow.
Yeah, that's definitely ground turkey.
Lunch: Caesar salad. I could
See,
do
salad's great.
I could do that. Dinner: a choice of fish, chicken, or steak with lots of vegetables. I feel like that's a normal
That's very easy to
normal
do.
thing.
But on back to the Caesar salad. No protein on the salad? Like, is it a grilled chicken Caesar
It just
salad?
says Caesar salad. That's a good point.
I think there's got to
But
be
a Caesar salad, the dressing on a Caesar's like brutal.
It's heavy.
Now,
It's heavy.
Now
Like bad,
here's,
bad calories. But he's working out so hard.
here's where it gets difficult.
All right.
His snack is sunflower seeds.
Ooh.
I like sunflower seeds, but
So
I
does
can't, like, if somebody says, like, what's your favorite snack, I'm not about to drop sunflower seeds.
Now, do you eat those or just suck on them?
That's a good.
Well, you eat the.
That's
you
a
eat
good
the,
fat.
Don't you spit them out?
No, you eat the nut.
Eat the nut inside of it.
Yeah, but you
I
need to have
don't.
it flavored. So
You
that's
don't
why
eat
it's
the
good.
nut.
My brother does them on the golf course, and then
Yeah,
they
I
spit.
picked up Shawnee last
That's
night.
just the shell
Practice.
part.
He literally had
And
a
then he
bunch of
spits the shells.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
he's a
'cause you eat it.
rat on the golf course.
But that's a good fat sunflower.
Okay. And then his reward. He rewards himself. Whenever he throws for more than 10
Yeah,
completions.
but what is the reward?
He-
Is it like a Sour Patch
terrible.
Kid?
Would you
Is it a
stop with that?
cupcake?
Butter pecan bluebell ice cream.
Okay, that's
Oh,
good.
all right. That's an actual reward. I thought it was going to be like
he actually.
remember when Gabe Kapler said like I put ice cream in my mouth and I would spit it
and
out.
he spits it out. Yeah.
Nonsense.
Not the only.
But I think
Didn't
we could do
Gabe
that.
Kapler talk about coconut oil too?
Yeah, coconut oil.
Oh, coconut oil.
He ate the cake but then spit it out.
He would sun certain areas.
Just a weird.
Yeah,
deal.
Beyond weird.
Wait, where did you get that from, Jalen Hurts? Where is that?
It's on a podcast.
It's on the internet, so that means it was.
By
real.
the way, I could you could.
He said it on a
survive on that.
podcast.
You could survive on that.
Yeah, like I feel like I could do
but
that.
Jalen,
diet.
I hope Jalen has a chef though.
Well,
he definitely
also, he
'Cause-
didn't mention the other thing he does to get into his shape, which is
Oh wait, he
Work
exercises.
his backside off.
which he has posted now on Instagram.
It starts in the kitchen, they say, Amy.
It does.
It starts in
and
the
then
kitchen.
he goes and runs forever
Yeah, but if
and
you
lifts
have
a
a
bunch
chef,
of weight.
it's so simple.
Yeah, it must
I
be
would like to
nice.
see his workouts with the same measurements. It'd be like, oh, you lift some weight, you run
Could
a
you
little
imagine,
bit.
Could you imagine giving somebody your like last week in Florida? I had one meal at a steakhouse. All my other meals, I had fish. I love fish. I can't prepare it.
Oh,
I would love if I had a
to cook
chef.
fish.
If I had a chef, I'd have fish all the time.
Yes.
Like I'd have fish. Like I'd be like,
You'd have
I want
whatever you
fish.
wanted. That's
I
what
want
the chef
fish. I would
does.
find me ways to prepare. I love
So
fish.
I'm lucky. I'm having fish tonight, but my wife's making it.
Yeah, because
Oh, I see.
you don't do
I don't know
anything.
how to cook. My
You-
I
wife's
didn't say
excellent.
I can't either. So I'm terrible with it.
Bill doesn't do anything. By the way, YouTube is getting a kick out of our last conversation about eating things. By the way, you were supposed to go, but you're not anymore. We have a prize to give away tomorrow on the show. If you could promote this during on the Filter Tech, because you got the big NBC Sports Philadelphia audience too.
You talking about Philly sports strips?
Yes, dude. And
Fun.
I can't wait. This Saturday, I'll be heading down to Baltimore. Phil's Orioles this Saturday, August 1st,
Brendan
Camden
Gunn?
Yards. Tickets include your spot on the charter bus to Baltimore, along with unforgettable pregame, all-inclusive tailgate party, which, my God, Johnny, you've experienced it.
It's so much fun.
They do it right, man. They go all out. So you can go to the game with fellow Phillies fans for more information. And to purchase tickets, just head to truefantravel.com. But tomorrow on the air, we will be doing LeBron James trivia.
Oh, I was thinking either we should have done that or the Wire trivia. Since
Oh,
it's
I
in
like-
Baltimore.
Well, maybe it's a little bit of both.
Because
We don't
Omar
have to
might
do.
be there.
We don't
I
have
would
to do one
dominate
thing.
both of those.
Best,
I'll
better
dominate
better
both
than
of those.
Breaking Bad.
The Wire.
Better than Breaking
I would
Bad.
agree with, and I loved Breaking Bad.
I
but
love
would agree
Breaking
with
Bad.
that. Yeah.
Better than Breaking
Great
Bad.
show.
Omar's
All
awesome.
right. Well, we're going to give away a pair of
Look at
that
Amy.
tomorrow.
So disgusting.
What? What's your favorite?
She's shaking. She likes Breaking Bad better.
I lived
Breaking Bad got
where the Wire was
Breaking
filmed.
Bad got
Yeah.
too
I
convoluted.
drove through it. Maybe it was a little too close to
Breaking
home when
Bad
I lived
got
in
more
Baltimore.
convoluted. The Wire was always.
it's 'cause it was
seemed real.
shorter.
Always seemed real to me.
Actually, real quick, boys and girls, before we're out of here, too, we have a little bit of big Eagles news. And it's fitting that Bill Colarulo's here for this because he just
Nick
dealt with this
Sirianni
close
got an
to home,
extension?
on his show. Ricky
I
Batalico.
can't hear Connor because I don't have headphones.
wait,
Oh,
we'll
maybe
tell
get
him.
headphones there,
Everyone-
genius.
We'll tell
We'll
him.
tell you.
Ricky Batalico getting hacked. Derek Gunn is
Gunn.
officially back on Twitter.
D-Gun's back on Twitter.
D-Gun is back on Twitter.
Just in time for training camp.
And he promised that.
Yes, he
on
did.
this show, when we had him on last, he said, I will have a Twitter account ready
Well,
come the start of the next season.
Password cannot be his password or 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah,
Cannot be your
that was
password.
Ricky's password.
At Gun on One, so you can go ahead and follow him
That's
for all your
great.
training
All right,
camp
and,
news.
I,
will.
and
Yes.
we promised that when he gets it, we would have him on.
Following
Yep.
now.
And he will not
To-
chart statistics.
Gun
No, he
on.
won't do that. So we have to get Derek Gunn on
Derek
because we
Gunn,
said
come on.
when
Working
you
on it
get
right
the
now.
Twitter account
That's
back,
great.
we will have you on
Make sure
to
you,
That's
promote.
make sure you
awesome.
follow him.
All right.
We will do that.
All right. Everybody have a great
boys.
day. Hey,
Bill has no
thanks
idea
for
what I
stopping
said, and
by.
he can't even talk
Thanks
about
for
it.
having me.
Bill, great to see you,
Yeah,
dude.
sloppy seconds. Thanks a lot, brother. All right, everybody have a great day. Amy, you're the best. We'll be back at it tomorrow. It'll be an Adam Schefter Wednesday. Until then, Middays with Marks, Johnny Marks, Sean Brace, Ray Dunn. You just wait until you see what Ray's dressed as. That comes